your one, Mark.
Yeah, sure.
Good morning everyone and welcome to Rush Green at an earlier time. Usually we're used to being up here in the gantry for an evening game, but today we're here on a nice brisk Tuesday morning. I'm Ollie Ordis and I'm joined with, of course, Mark Phillips to my left hand side. Mark, how are you feeling today?
Very brisk, as you put it. It's a little bit chilly up here this morning. Seems a lot colder than it is overnight, but I'm sure we'll be fine. We're all wrapped up warm, ready to go. Good.
Absolutely, and the players almost ready to come out. Just a few of the substitutes making their way. The sun's kind of coming out to us, having to just blink a little bit when looking up. Overcast skies though, but as you can see, the players ready and waiting. Of course, the game that we're about to watch, it's a big one. It's a quarter-final of the Premier League Cup for the under-18 side of West Ham, of course. West Ham United, the United, against Manchester United. So, of course, Mark, going into the game, how have you found the under-21s preparation?
You obviously mean the under-18s?
Oh, my Lord. Yes, under-18s. Already I've made the first mistake.
And I'm there to pick you up on it.
Thank you.
I must apologise. No, this is I'm really looking forward to this encounter because Manchester United are going very well in the Northern Under-18s League. Our 18s haven't been going so well, but as I obviously remind people, we have 5 regular under-18s who play up in the 21s who have come back down to play in the 18s today. So I'm looking for a good performance and a good game from us on both sides.
Well, of course, there's lots of quality in both these sides. As you mentioned, 5 under-21s who are players who have been playing for the under-21s have come into today's squad. We'll just go through the lineups as well, starting with the home side, West Ham. So, of course, here they are, ready and waiting with the lineups for West Ham. Slightly a bit too eager there. So, of course, 5 changes made, featuring Amika Adiele, Ezra Mayers, Golan Bekis, Preston Fearon and Josh Ajala all coming in, with Andre Dyke, Riley Hagen and Chinaza Nwosu benched. Of course, I'm looking forward to seeing how they get along with the back into the under-18s. Golan Bekis has been superb for the under-21 since he's made more of his competitive fixtures with them. And of course, for Manchester United, it's just 3 changes made since their defeat against Manchester City at the weekend. Of course, their top goal scorer, James Scanlon, starts. William Murdoch in goal with Jaden Camerson, Albert Mills, Reece Monroe, Godwill Monroe, Tyler Fletcher, Joyce Fitzgerald, Victor Musa, James Bailey and Jimmy Thwaites. Of course, Danny Amber, Cameron Byrne-Hughes, Dante Blunkett, Jariah Shah and Louis Bradbury. So just having to put my teeth back in and actually compose myself before getting behind the mic for this fixture. Of course, who are you most looking forward to seeing how they play this afternoon for the under-18s, Mark?
as I say, the 5 who have gone up for the 21s and come back down, you know, it's okay playing well and being really good in the 21s. You've got, let's be the best player in your own age group. Let's come back down to the 18s and really shine. Although it is about playing up and you know, looking good, so you have to come back down and shine in a big game, because it is a quarter final. Let's not forget it's a quarter final. So and Manchester United's results this year have been very good. So this is going to be a really firm test for our boys.
Absolutely, and just looking at the Manchester United huddle there's a team of a lot of physicality and a lot of aerial threat as well. Have you been able to keep many tabs on Manchester United and their academy?
Don't know anything about Manchester United's under-18s, only their results and how well they've been doing. I think they're in a run of 10. I think they won 10 games on the bounce, so they're definitely going to be a good side. I don't know anything about them, so it's a nice surprise for me to watch them as well.
Well, yeah, plenty of quality out on that pitch for this morning's fixture. Of course, if it were to result in a draw, and then of course it would go to extra time and penalties. It's a big reason as to why the Premier League Cup was invented, to provide these young players a chance at more competitive fixtures. I suppose, of course, with how the Premier League Cup is, or the Premier League under-18s level is done, where it's split into the south and north, and this is a perfect example of how two top teams can meet one another when they typically wouldn't. Already you can hear both sides being very vocal early on, communicating as it's just cleared up. And there's Fearon, who's really impressed when he's played for the under-21s so far this season. Of course, I wasn't here, but you were here on Friday night against Stoke. How was his performance?
His ball retention was excellent. It was really good. It was a workmanlike encounter, really. It wasn't spectacular. We won the game 1-0, but you know, we was functional as a side. Defended very well with 3 centre-halves. 2 of them are on show here.
Dawson Mayers and Gollum Beckis. Josh Ajala, of course, just coming down to the under-18s for this time. Top goal scorer for the under-21s this season as well.
That was our ball, by the way, but don't worry.
Manchester United slightly fortunate with the decision there. Look at the back 3 they've got in there. Albert Mills, Reece Monroe and Godwill Monroe. Significantly physical and tall defensive line. And the West Ham United attack isn't probably the most physical or threatening in height, so it will be a big job for these young Hammers attackers. But Ajala will be brimming with confidence, especially after finding the back of the net on Friday night's game against Stoke here.
And he did the home game before that. We won 1-0, another Josh Ajala goal, so he's in a good rich vein of form.
Of course, he made his debut for the under-21s back in September. It feels like he's been part of the under-21s for longer than that. He's really taken his stride since making that move up.
Yeah, the same as Ezra, who's on the ball now. I mean, I think he started last season with the 21s and has been in the side ever since. They're starting on the front foot, Man United. Really pressing us high, really trying to take the initiative early doors. It's going to be a hard-fought encounter, as I predicted.
And of course, you mentioned earlier about how they are in some fine form. Of course, they didn't have the most glamorous result against Manchester City. That 4-0 defeat at the weekend was their first in a long time. It ended their 9-game winning streak.
Yeah, I wondered at the time whether they might have rested a few players for this game, but apparently they didn't. Apparently they was at full strength, so that's nice to hear.
They even had Chido Obi starting in that game, who doesn't feature in the lineup or on the bench this morning for Manchester United. Another prolific striker at the disposal of the young Red Devils. And West Ham have a throw on that far side with Gollum Beckis, and that's a long throw as well. They get another one slightly further up the pitch.
Didn't realise he had that in his locker. Not so sure he did, actually. He looked as surprised as me.
Maybe using it as a set-piece tactic now. It's close control as Golombekis goes in. He wins another throw as well. Well, how do you think West Ham will be dealing with this pressure? And I know it's a Premier League Cup game. There's a chance that they could face elimination. Do you think that'll be playing on their minds, or is it just a case of just treat it like any other?
Well, I can only go back to 2 years ago when I was the coach of the under-18s and we won the. If I mentioned we won the Youth Cup, won the Youth Cup and the league. And
just taken 4 minutes 20, but I don't blame you.
Disgraceful length of time. Should have been sooner. But the players that year thrived on, on the pressure, on the competition, on the going up round for round, semi-finals and final. Hope these players do as well. Formation-wise, we seem to be mirroring each other. They might have a back four. I thought they was playing with a five, the same as us. I'm not sure if they are or not.
It looked like they were a back three when they were in possession. Of course, you see this change so often now. You just let it bounce, and then it's nodded away by Albert Mills. Hammerson with a little dummy, just playing it back to his centre half. That's a sloppy pass, which Golombekis welcomes. Ajala with the layoff. Fearing over towards Kamara. As Medine just tries to hold off his run. Here is the full-back. In towards Suwunmi. He's had a fine season so far, Alicia Suwunmi.
Yeah, the 18 games I've been, he's done really well, Alicia, really has. Been a constant threat. He's a bit in field there. I like him playing more in field than wide. I think he makes things happen from the central position.
Is Alicia's favoured position more central, or does he like to drift out to the wing when he can?
I think it's a bit of both, but he likes to play sort of as a loose 10 if you want, getting in pockets, making things happen in that sort of position. When he's just out wide playing against the fullback one-to-one sort of stuff, he can do well, but I don't think he's best position. I mean, see the pocket he's in now. I like him receiving the ball in that sort of area.
Picked up by Kaliste. Of course, the first ever player to play for Mauritius as a West Ham United player. That's in senior football as well, so that'll help his development. He's trying to weave it through, but Fearon clears it up just outside his D, and then it's pelted forward by Medine. He tries to find Ajala.
What a nice place to be called to go for every couple of months. You're going to Mauritius for a few days. That ain't bad, is it?
Beautiful. And then you're playing for the Academy of Football as your day job, and then you get sent to Mauritius to enjoy a footballing holiday here and there. I think that sounds like the ideal type of life for me.
Can't be bad.
Can't be bad at all. It's a nice turn as well from the number 8, Joyce Fitzgerald. Well done. Back to William Murdoch, the goalkeeper. And here's Camerson. Adieli, of course, playing in that left wing back role. Typically, of course, we know the under-21s like to play a back three, but as Loris Coggins, does he favour that back three as well?
Yeah, I think they quite often play with wing backs. They can evolve and play different systems, but that tends to be their system.
So far, West Ham is dealing with that Man United pressure down the right-hand side. Have to be careful who we call the United, but of course it is West Ham.
There's only one. They come from East London. Although, I hate to say, there's quite a lot of people who live in East London, Essex, support the other United. Strange old turn.
I think that's just the case.
That's weird.
Everywhere you go in the country, unfortunately, Mark.
It doesn't make it right.
It's even Even worse down south, I'd say.
And that, they always claim that one of their relations was born in Manchester. Must have the biggest maternity wing in the world.
I'd like to know the stats, the amount of babies born in Manchester compared to the rest of the of the UK.
It's even quite vague. Oh, my uncle was born in Manchester. So what? Lived in East London all your life.
Your dad supported West Ham, so I don't know why you decided to support the other one. Anywho.
Some people could say glory hunting, but I wouldn't say that.
No. Just an interesting choice. Lovely feet from Adiele as he beats Camerson to try and drive it towards Caliste. Adiele just showing off what he can do at this level, of course. Now it's picked up by Bailey. Man United looks to try and put more pressure on the hosts. Low ball in. It was well dealt with by Oyabade. Ryan Oyabade, how's he been as an under-18?
Yeah, he's been nice and steady. He had a few hamstring problems to the start of last season. They seem to be behind him now. No, he's done okay. This could be quite interesting, because as you said as the game started, physicality-wise, Man United look quite a big side.
They do, and there's a vertical line of Man United shirts around the penalty area, and it's nodded in and then tapped home by their number 6. And West Ham find themselves a goal down. Tyler Fletcher there just outside of the mouth of the goal as they manage to find the head. Colin Beckers is down injured, which could add insult to injury. Mark, your verdict on that goal?
I think the first contact was the important one. It looked like to be just a good leap and hit. I don't know if the boys are appealing for offside on the actual finish. It's hard to see. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the first header. No problem with that. He looked to be beyond everyone else, the 6 who put it in. But I'm not the linesman. I'm a slightly biased West Ham supporter, so there's the difference. But good header, good first header. You can't argue with that. You personally did mention before the game Manchester United's physicality, and it seems they've capitalised on it.
A central midfielder, Tyler Fletcher, getting his first goal of the season, and what a delivery that was from Jimmy Thwaites as well. A firm, I suppose, the power was in the delivery.
Yep.
And then it was just nodded towards that far post, and Fletcher was there at the right place to tap it into the net.
Either defensively or offensively, as the Americans call it, the first contact is the important one, and the header, good header from a Man United first contact. The second one, as I say, I'm appealing for offside from up here. I'm nowhere near in line, just a desperate put my arm up. No one's noticed it on the back of the stand.
Well, Colin Beckers did go down, which looked slightly worrying, but he's back up on his feet. Of course, Tyler Fletcher, the goal scorer, 17 years of age, Manchester born, but actually started his career at United's rivals, Manchester City.
Someone who's Manchester born should be playing for a Manchester club like that, no problem.
Would you say the same if someone's London born? They should be playing for a London club, even if they were to move on afterwards? Depends.
Definitely as a youth player, yes.
It's allowed at youth level, of course.
Yeah.
Adiele, West Ham looking to try and hit one back quickly after the opener from Manchester United, and this time they have a chance to do so with a corner. Of course, Man United got the first corner, and that was it. Two of the centre halves going up for the header, both the number 4 and number 5, both with the surname of Munro.
Makes life difficult for you. Let's see if we can make first contact on this. Good delivery, first contact. 1-1. Thanks for coming.
This would be a great time to hit back. When isn't there a great time, of course? Gabriel Caliste. Yeah, another cliche. Caliste towards that front post, but West Ham unable to do what Manchester United did to them and make the most of that set piece. They still get a throw in.
I think your prediction before the game on the physicality and the height has come back to bite us a little bit.
I mean, it's hard not to see, really. Of course, even for someone of my footballing intelligence. But you can see their back four as well, especially their number 4 and 5 in Godwill and Reece Monroe. Picked up by James Scanlon, who's their top goal scorer on the field today. Adieli. West Ham looking lively. Adieli. A foul is deemed by Mark, and a foul is the decision.
Emika's looked nice and bright to start with, really has.
So this is also a great opportunity for those who have gone up to under-21s in recent months to go down and not just showcase their ability, but also improve their leadership skills and build on that.
Without a doubt. And then, I mean, it's the sort of time, don't come down, give it a big one. I've been in the 21s, come down here, show the level that the players who haven't played for the 21s have got to get to. This is what you've got to do. That's what it's about. I think this is against the wind, so I don't know if we would be shooting from here.
It's the windiest day I've seen a rush green for a long time, if ever, really.
Oh no, I got you beat there. I've got to have some windy days here.
Well, the two players lining this one up, the number 10 Kaliste and of course Fearon. Aaron Kamara to the right of Preston Fearon. It looks like he's going to try and pass it along. You could see the idea that Murdoch, the goalkeeper, was there before Adieli. Disappointing set piece. You could see the idea, but it just wasn't executed.
Yeah, I think, as I say, maybe attacking this end with the wind, we might have had a shot, but if he just wasn't, it seemed to be, I don't know who he was trying to play it to, he wasn't aware he was trying to do it.
Perhaps just on different wavelengths at that moment, and especially when you play the free kick like that, where you go for the short pass, it's crucial that the other players know what you're about to do. Is that something they perhaps worked on, do you feel?
Well, you'd like to think so. He looked like one that he maybe tried on the training ground yesterday, but
I suppose maybe West Ham favour to play the ball across the ground rather than in the air, considering United's aerial ability.
And the wind against them. It was a little bit of a
couple of factors there.
Someone was playing the ball down the Bakerloo line and we was running down the Northern line a little bit there.
Colin Becker's trying to go in on Thwaites. Not winning the throw, albeit he thought he did.
Love that, and Reed just gave his own decision. I'm taking it. I mean, the ref hadn't enjoyed that too much.
He may have risked going into the book here. The referee just having some stern words.
Little nod of the head there from Reed. Just, yeah, you're right, ref. Yeah, totally. It's not actually what he's thinking, but
just get this chat over and get the game underway. Of course, the stand in front of us, fairly about half filled. Is that usually the players' families at this time, or is it just a bit of everyone, scouts included?
I think it is scouts or players' families, because you can't just walk in off the street to an under-18s game.
Okay.
Because they're classed as minors.
Of course.
So obviously 21s you can, 18s you can't. So they've got some affiliation to either West Ham United or Manchester United, or they've applied to come in from another club to scout a player. And then, shall I say the term? Try and nick them off us. No, I'll rephrase that. Take them from us.
So far, Adieli showing some flair, as he often likes to. United proving to be too strong for the West Ham attack so far. Another throw in, one by Kaliste.
I'm not over enamoured with West Ham's kit. I always like West Ham to play in white shorts and white socks. I think it looks better.
Ah, interesting.
Go on, Ems. Go on, Ems.
Adieli. Low ball in. This is a great opportunity. As he just tried to strike it into that far corner. It was a good block.
I think the more we feed Emeka down the left, that's where our joy's coming from. Good first touch.
And he just tried to pull it in towards that bottom corner. Sawunmi.
It's not a terrible response from going to goal down though. They're asking them questions.
Not just letting them come down here and play their game, you're taking it to them. And of course they've had such a strong campaign so far, Manchester United. They did win this competition last season. They beat Manchester City 2-1. They won their respective division as well. Ended up losing, or no, ended up winning, beating Chelsea in the ultimate decider, where the winner of the South plays the winner of the North. So they had a very strong season last year. This is nice from Fearon in towards Kaliste, but the assistant referee's flag is raised on that far side, and that attack is short-lived.
The goal, strange enough, has settled us down a little bit. I thought Man United was definitely dominated before they scored. Now they've scored, we're sort of in the ascendancy.
They tried to work it, but West Ham winning it high up the pitch. And gliding through was Kaliste. In fact, it was Alicia Sawunmi, and it will be a free kick. So West Ham continuing to ask questions.
But rather than float across him where their size really matters, man, if we play it across the front, flatter, where just a touch is all that's needed, it's just a little bit of movement, then you can get a goal scoring opportunity from that. If we're floating it up and the best header of the ball wins it, you'd think it'd be them. If we're driving it in low, get across someone, touch, goal.
So you're suggesting, obviously, for West Ham to make the most against this Manchester United outfit, to play it across the floor in a flary style where it's quick touch passing into one another.
He's done just that, but it's too near the keeper. But that sort of pace on and flatness on it is how we can get across the front.
Manchester United looking to try and come forward. I haven't seen them really break into the West Ham half since scoring. Here's Murdoch. Here, it almost had an opportunity to intercept it there, just a yard in front. And here are some yards for James Bailey to run into. Manchester United looking threatening. Heavy pass, just allowing West Ham to come back, but Thwaites keeps it alive and he dinks in a great ball, but there was Ezra Mayers to clear it away. Najala will chase to try and win it back. Just colliding there. Oh, little push, or didn't look like a kick, but you could tell Najala was just trying to have his mark on the Manchester United player there. What did you make of that, Mark?
No comment. I think I saw what you saw.
and I think so did the referee. Najala just questioning. I think it was the number 6, Tyler Fletcher, who he went in on, the goal scorer. Fletcher just having words, putting out his right hand to just show a bit of camaraderie. Najala not having any of it though.
There's no need for it, if I'm honest. There's no need for it from Josh, but we've all done some silly things and regret them in our lives.
I'm sure Najala will be thinking of that for years to come.
What, my comment on the
no, the incident. What he did on a Tuesday morning in February at about 11:15. Out towards that left. It's Albert Mills, the 16-year-old, one of the younger players on the pitch for Manchester United. They try to go the aerial approach. Victor Musa loses out. Kamara tries to bomb forward and wins a foul in doing so.
Is Albert Mills your first year, is he? 17?
So yeah, just 16, the number 3 and full back.
He must have some shredded. He must have some shredded weeks. He's a big lad for 16. Boys, good boys. Well done.
Adiele. winning the foul. West Ham managing to get these opportunities of taking free kicks, just winning some fouls in good positions. Perhaps not the most threatening here, but still just managing to keep asking Manchester United some questions.
Most of it coming through Emeka, really. Emeka's been a best outlet, and he's been direct when he's got it and gone at the Man United back line. These might be more advantages in the second half when the wind's behind us.
Well, of course, the two sides did actually swap sides before kick-off, just after the coin toss, so perhaps whoever won it took that into account. And you'd think West Ham may be the favoured of the two. You'd often want to perhaps save the best till last and maybe have the worser conditions in your way in the first half rather than the second, would you say, Mark?
Yeah, all them years back when I was playing, I was obviously always captain because I was such a good footballer, but I would always look to play against the wind to start, get yourself to half time, hopefully on parity, and then second half take the game over. Good
talker as well as good football player as a skipper.
I think anyone who ever played with me just said the only thing I could do was talk, if I'm honest with you. That's why I'm up here now, being a summariser.
I don't know what I could do without you.
Go on, Ems. Oh, referee, play advantage, man.
Oh, Adiele just having some words. That's Adiele and Ajala just showing their frustrations. You think that's for any particular reason, apart from the fact that they are maybe just frustrated?
Probably frustrated, and advantage would have been good for us there, really.
Adiele could see the danger that he could have exploited. The referee cut it short. Mayers in towards Kaliste. Now Sawonmi on the overlap. Just shimmying up against Camerson, taking it towards the byline. It's a high ball towards that far post. Picked up by Fearon. Like he may have fancied one. Laying it off to Medine, low ball in, and it'll be a corner. Just coming off Reece Monroe.
We've responded very well to going a goal down, we really have. I wouldn't say we've created an absolute clear-cut chance, but we're asking, questions in the right vein.
Of course, when Manchester United have broken into the West Ham half on a couple of occasions, they have looked dangerous, but West Ham are holding their own, and they're keeping a fair amount of control in this game. Now they've got a chance to get the equaliser just before the half-hour mark. It's a decent delivery, just dipping beyond that cluster of players around the penalty spot, and not really resulting to much.
No, don't see anyone really attacking the ball with any sort of really intent and purpose like Manchester United did for their goal. Apparently, I have to speak a little bit louder because someone was telling me that I'm quite unbelievably quite quiet on the radio. Maybe they're jesting, I'm not sure which.
Have you asked them that they've got their volume the whole way up?
Well, it's actually the ex-kit man's wife, and then he tells me that she's a bit deaf, so maybe that's the reason.
United once again looking dangerous, and it's Victor Musa firing it towards that far post, and that is a classic example of how Manchester United, when they get a chance to have an opportunity, they do get close.
It looked extremely close on this angle. It really did. As you say, if they guard against that, they're very good on the break, and they do look dangerous.
Of course, Lanre Owesu, do you feel he could be a goalkeeper for next season, potentially for the under-21s? How do you see his development?
Yeah, it's good. Great size, Lanre. Good lad as well. Yeah, no, he's got a lot of progression in him.
Fearon holding off the pressure well and finding Adiele. He's looked dangerous in the opening half hour. He gets doubled up there, and that's going to be some tough asking to try and get the ball through them. Has to be careful, Adiele. Does it look like he even swung for the player there? But
he's a good job he can't box, because he actually missed him by a long way, actually. But they can see Emeka as being a bit of a threat. So, like anything, the opposition's going to wind in and maybe trying to get him sent off. I don't know if it was a push or actually a punch, but didn't connect with any of it.
And it was the third player who came into him, Adiele,
There it is.
bringing him down.
The cameraman's been nice. Oh, here we go.
I think the producer, as well as the camera, not to be particular. Shout out to them. Right, Alicia Sawumi in the book. Surprised Adiele hadn't got into the book as well.
As you say, it's a sheer frustration. But if you notice there, they had 3 players there on Emeka. So that is when you have to slip it somewhere else because there's going to be gaps. So don't take the 3 on, find the gaps.
It's a good point. And if they're going to double up on Adiele, then use that to your advantage. Try and support him where you can and provide an option nearby where you can. Open up that room. Adiele just having a touch on Fitzgerald, who finds himself on the floor. They try to work it down the right, Manchester United, and they get a throw.
Someone needs to get to him and calm him down a little bit. Otherwise he is going to get booked himself. I don't know what's happening here. They're going to come and book the summariser for me saying some things about that. No, it's Loris. They're having a word with Loris about something. Loris is one of the calmest coaches I know, actually, so I'll be surprised if Loris has said anything. He just does his things in a methodical, calm way. I mean, I didn't hear he said anything for me. I don't know.
I can hear some of the others speaking to players on the bench and coaches on the bench, just trying to warn them that this is just an but this is an under 18s game. That's the second time now. This is an under 18s game. Just calm down the actions and the language, perhaps.
I think that's what the ref was saying. The young players. I don't know what was said, but that's what he said.
Oh, Fearon. You could see the idea. And it was Kaliste that was going to be the one to run onto it. Just in front of him, but that was silky footwork there from West Ham's number 8.
It was.
Another free kick. I've seen the referee blow his whistle a lot this game so far.
It has been a bit stop-start, which Manchester United will like if they're winning 1-0. It's exactly what you want.
That's a ball over the top as Victor Musa runs onto it, but he's in an offside position. The back 3 holding their line well there.
Yep, they are. And as I say, Ezra and Aridas play together a lot, so they know what we're used to. I'd like to see us attack a little bit down the right-hand side. It's all been down through Emeka down the left. I'd like to see mix our game up left and right. We've been a bit one-dimensional sidewise.
Well, down that right-hand side, you've got Jethro Medine. How's his development been so far for the Hammers?
Very good going forward, Jethro. He's a modern-day full-back, wing-back who likes to get forward. We haven't seen enough from him in this game for my liking. Really haven't seen it go down the right enough.
Is that for a particular reason? I suppose the players looking up to Adiele as someone who's been playing for the under-21s. Maybe they feel like he's the person to create something.
Maybe, and he has done well every time he's got it. I just think I like us to go both sides, keep Man United guessing. Because they're doubling up.
Changing it up.
They're doubling up on Emeka, as I say. And there could be some more room right-hand side.
Of course, Jethro Medine signed a scholarship in summer 2023. The ball almost finding its way to the gantry.
Got no argument with that. The referee gave the correct decision. It was a Manchester United throw right in front of us.
I often assume when you say it's a correct decision, it's going to be in the way of West Ham regardless.
No, I'm not that biased.
No.
Although I haven't mentioned once the game on television last night, Chelsea against West Ham. I could go into some biasness there, but I won't.
Yes, the less said about the second goal decision, the better. But we did see Ollie Scholes come on again, which is always good to see.
We see Ollie Scholes come on, we see Lewis Alford come on, and we see a good performance from West Ham. West Ham played well. Really, and it was good to have Jared Bowen back. So important to our side. I was pleased with West Ham last night.
Of course, the recent signing of Evan Ferguson could potentially excite West Ham fans. Reunited under Graham Potter.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. And you know, if he does well and things can be sorted out, maybe it becomes a permanent move. I don't know the intricacies of it all, but you know, he's a good age.
Just 20 years old. Big figure as well. Just had an injury blighted by, or had a career blighted by injuries.
He had an injury blighted by career, did he?
I don't have my teeth in. I think it's too early to be doing a game, but I'm not complaining. Here's Fearon.
You should be complaining about me. I pick you up on every little thing. Disgraceful.
I don't mind. That's how you develop. Picked out nicely by Sawunmi over to Medine. West Ham trying to play it down the right-hand side, but it doesn't amount to anything. What do you make of that?
We was probing, we was good. It's not a hard pass. That is not a hard pass. Just take care of that and we're at the byline. But I had to say, I'm impressed with the way we've responded. You know, we've responded in the right vein.
Of course, Aaron Kamara, he's a versatile player. He can play in that full-back position and central midfield or across the back line.
He's had a good season. Aaron's had a good season. As I say, I don't see all the 18s games anymore. I have a new role, but he's done well every game I've seen. He's done well.
Of course, he joined from Southend, so
yeah,
been here since an under 14. Now they come back down this left-hand side. Sawunmi over towards Fearon. Medine in plenty of room on that right.
Okay.
More in field as Caliste will find Medine. West Ham trying to make things happen down the right. Tricky feet by Medine as he pulls it across, but the number 4, Reece Munro, was there to clear it away. Falls back out to Caliste. Now Gollum Beckis. West Ham continuing to pose a slight threat around the box. That's good work there, the quick touch passing. Something you said West Ham would need to do against this Manchester United side this afternoon.
Our retention and possession has been excellent. Just haven't asked enough questions where it really matters and created enough clear-cut chances. But we're controlling the game, without a shadow of a doubt.
Mayers out towards Adieli. They tried to work in, perhaps anticipating a player to be down that left-hand side. Sawunmi going in, Adieli winning it back effortlessly. Fearon. Kamara picking it up and moving it up towards Gollum Beckis.
Really good passage of play from West Ham. Go on, Josh.
They try to potentially finish it off in some style. Ajala is there. Now he's on the ball, trying to weave it through towards Caliste, but once again, Godwill Munro, the number 5, was there to just clear it away. And that's tricky feet by Gollum Beckis to just fool Victor Musa. Good play here from West Ham as we close in on the first half. But it's just been that play in the box. Haven't really got the ball in the Manchester United penalty area.
No. We haven't. Our approach play and retention of the ball has been excellent. Just haven't asked enough questions. Go on, Ems. Go on, Ems.
West Ham look to try and ask more questions and actually get something out of them. Ajala just going over towards that right. It's cleared away.
Just require one little bit of subtlety, a little bit of quality in the final third, and I think we'll get a good chance. Could come from this.
Medine chasing it towards the byline. There is Caliste. Fearon. It's a nice idea, but once again, Man United clear it away, but not too far. As Oyabade makes that overlapping run. Another low ball in, but once again, Manchester United defenders dealing with it well and fairly easily as well. Now they bomb forward. The referee blowing his whistle, a familiar sound in this first half, and another yellow card, which has been a slightly familiar sight. 3 yellow cards awarded in this first half period, and it's Adiele who will go into the book as he joins Josh Ajala and Alicia Sawunmi.
Yeah, it wasn't successful, but it was a blatant trip that he tried to do. But great little 5-minute spell for that of possession and retention, the way he's moving the ball. I was well impressed with that. We just have to have an end product on the end. By an end product, I don't always mean a goal. By an end product, just a pass and maybe the keeper makes a save or we get a shot off or something like that. It was great approach play, really good.
Of course, if you had to combine that with a shot on goal, you'd think that the scoreline would be fairly different.
Yeah, I can't actually remember Man United's keeper making a save, can you?
So far as defenders have done all the defending, all the defensive work for him. Strength from Bade.
It's quite a niggly game, isn't it? I don't know why Lanway's gone down there.
This looks like he's going to get back up. Both hands are on his right knee.
Is this the old professional coach wants to have a chat with his team nonsense that we see in the second half normally?
Yeah. Maybe Loris just wants to have words 5 minutes before the break. Try and end on a high. It's been promising. I think that's just speculation, isn't it?
He might be saying to the ref, calm down with the yellow cards, fella.
Just wanting to have some words said back at the referee after, of course, the referee took some time out of this first half period to have some words said to Loris about behaviour on the touchline, which we were unsure what was about. Here's Medine. Golombekis picking it up in towards Ajala.
Good pass.
Medine in some room, and that's a good pass as well. Ajala tries to create the space. Oh, what a save, but it's in!
Deserved.
Josh Ajala, who's had such a brilliant season for the under-21s, finds the back of the net for the under-18s with a crucial goal just before the half-time break. That had some power behind it.
The approach play was good. The one-touch passing, that's a great pass out there. I thought we wasted it a little bit there. And he's just cutting his right foot, just enough power. Might have caught a slight deflection off the back of the Manchester United heel, but we don't give a monkeys. It's 1-0.
Excellent
good play. That's good play.
And kudos to you, Mark. You said that's how West Ham need to play. That's how they played, and that's how they scored. Ajala, that may not have been the most precise shot, but that doesn't matter because it was a powerful one.
The approach play before it was excellent, and I think that's how we can get in fast one-touch play. I haven't just picked that out of thin air. I've done a little bit of football coaching in the past.
Complete respect for that.
I think we deserve to be level. I really do.
Absolutely. And it was great to see the players all celebrate as well.
Yeah,
really meant something to them. Ajala, probably the most I've seen him celebrate all season when I've been covering his games here. And they get a second.
Well, that's how big the game is. A cup quarter final, it means a lot to everyone. Staff, players, everything.
Manchester United looking to try and play it down that right to reinstate that 1-goal lead they got early on in the game through Tyler Fletcher, who of course did have that little spat with Ajala, which saw Ajala go into the referee's book, and both players of course on the score sheet. It will be a free kick for the visitors.
What's the old saying? You're most vulnerable after you just scored. You really have to concentrate here, really do. They're playing with the wind here, they've got the height advantage, really have got to...
And of course, with the wind playing a factor, without speaking too soon, if West Ham were to go into the break with it being level, they'd really be fancying it and be happy to be playing the second half down that way. The players just getting ready over on that far side. Two Manchester United players close by. The header actually finds its way out to James Bailey, who favours the pass rather than the strike.
He's got to get up here and get him offside. Get up, West Ham. Get to the halfway line. Get to the halfway line.
And it's covered by Camerson. Of course, Ajala just with sticking out a leg there. Has to be careful as he is on a yellow. So one mate. Entering the final 30 seconds of the first half. Colin Beckis with the good interception, not allowing the ball to find its target of Musa. Camerson will just tidy it up and play it to Fletcher. Switched out towards that left-hand side.
Offside.
As Godwill Munro will run onto it, but he's, of course, in an offside position.
It's strange they say about goals change games. Manchester United have now become in the ascendant, and now it's gone to 1-1. They seem to have gone up a little gear, and they seem to be controlling the game.
Why do you think that can be? It's hard to answer.
Yeah, it's a strange one, really, isn't it? Yeah, maybe they're thinking we're winning this 1-0, we're nice and comfortable, we'll just sit in. They're not looking to. They haven't really broke us down. Then all of a sudden it's 1-1 and they've got to change their mindset, change their psyche to it. God knows what psyche means, I've just heard someone say it.
I think it was one of the Greek philosophers actually to develop that thinking, if we're really going into that subject.
I think I'm so old, I used to go to school with the Greek philosophers these days.
Yeah, you used to go to the pub with Aristotle, didn't you?
Yeah, nice a pint of Guinness, a fella. There is other
Not
beers.
a mythos.
There is other beers available, I might add. But that's too easy. That's too easy. He's turned us there far too easy.
Musa out on this left-hand side. Typically the centre forward that plays down the middle. He tries to find the pass towards Scanlon. The danger man, of course. The Manchester United number 7. 11 goals to his name in this campaign. Colin Beckis was there.
Let's just see this half out going level. As you say, win the second half.
Manchester United just being patient. Here's the goal scorer for them, Fletcher. Got Munro out on that left-hand side. Here he is. Of course, just the 2 goals in this first half. Not too much stoppage time still yet to be played. They get a bit of luck here with James Bailey up against Fearon. Camerson's to his right-hand side. That's good work there. And that will be the end of the action of what was an exciting first half. Of course, Manchester United got the ball rolling as they went a goal up, but it was that man there, Josh Ajala, with a powerful finish to beat William Murdoch for the first time this game. Of course, Murdoch didn't have much to do, if anything to do. No saves had to be made. But the one time West Ham got it on target, they scored. So Mark, before we recap those goals, opinions on that first half?
Without being a bit of a know-it-all, I did say before the game it's going to be a close encounter, 2 good sides, and that's exactly how it's, even in difficult conditions, exactly how it's been. I think West Ham slightly controlled the game. I'd be interested to see the possession stats. I think we controlled it and deserved to go 1-1, but you know, it's the all to play for second half, all to play for. I'd be slightly. I'm glad I'm in our camp, not their camp, playing with the wind, knowing how we can cut through them with possession. Looking forward to the second half.
Me too. That was a an enthralling encounter so far. Manchester United really started that first half off well. You could have worried for West Ham, but like you mentioned, especially towards the end of that first half, once Manchester United went a goal up, West Ham then managed to find themselves in control. And it was just after that goal there, Tyler Fletcher just by the goal line to get on the end of the Munro header, both the number 4 and 5 called Munro. They had that powerful header towards Fletcher, and then take us through this goal, Mark.
And it's good passing. This pass here really puts the tempo. We're at the back line. Play from Elijah Good there. I think he waited a little bit too long, Josh, but obviously not, because he scored. I think he should have got a shot off a little bit early. I think it might have caught the back of a Man United heel, which helped it on its way. Good pass there from Preston. It's all good football. It's all good football. I thought he was near with his left. I think it just clipped the heel there. Maybe not. And it's powerful enough. Keep a good hand to it. Certainly liked it, Josh, didn't he? Don't think the groundsman like it. It's half of the photographer seems amused anyway. He ran into
His
it.
camera could have been gone there. Well, that is the end of the action for the first half. We go into the break, one apiece. We'll be back in just under 15 minutes' time for the start of the second period of this quarter-final of the Premier League Cup.
West Ham means everything to me. It's changed my life. Jared has been able to live his dream out. It's just an absolute joy to go and watch him play football every week.
He just wants to run through a brick wall for you. And that's infectious. Great memories.
The confidence he had with the ball, he wasn't scared of running with the ball. To do that at that standard, you have to take notice of and think, how far can this kid go?
Years. When I came, I couldn't imagine I spent here 5 years. Now I can have even a British passport. I played the first game against Brighton. Obviously, that's the first game of Premier League. Then I scored the first game against Chelsea at home, and we won 3-2. That was like massive game for us. I also remember I really like the game in Europe against Seville. We won 2-0. I had the bunch on my head that time, and I scored a goal as well. So that was a really good day and another moment I never forget when we play here. And yeah, it was a great European night for West Ham. Everton away when we won 3-1, but I scored the second one like 90 minutes winner, and that was my favorite because I ran to our fans, and it was like perfect moment for me. Obviously the Prague was so special, it's like a miracle, and obviously for West Ham fans it was after 50-60 years to get this type of trophy. The momentum and everything all together was very special. This is the biggest football success what I have done, and this memory will stay forever with me, families and fans as well. 5 years, and if you say me like one of them, I won Hammer of the Year, it's mean a lot for me that like even the players or fans voted for me. That was perfect, and yeah, another story what I done. So that's I'm super proud of it, and this gave me the connection with the fans as well. So I'm super happy for that. When I came, for example, my daughter was 1 year old, and now she's already 6. She's a big girl. My wife brought here a second daughter, and third son is on the way. So even like off the pitch, we are happy, and I would say successful time here.
Brilliant. Good. Ferguson, welcome to West Ham. How does it feel to be a Hammer?
Yeah, no, it feels good. It's a very good feeling. Obviously, coming in here around the stadium and that today, it just shows you the glimpse of it.
What was it that made you want to come here?
I'd say it's a few things. Obviously, like how big the club is, and if you have the opportunity to come down here, it was definitely high up on the list for me. And obviously, I knew the gaffer and stuff. You know what I mean? If you come in somewhere in January you want to like settle in quickly, and obviously if you know people there, it'll make it that bit easier. So it'd be good to be working under him again.
What is it that makes him so good for young players as a coach?
I don't know. I just don't think he cares. You get me? He doesn't really care what age you are. So he says, like, if you're good enough, then he'll give you the chance.
And Bruno's on the staff here. I think you would have worked under him when you first joined Brighton. Is that right?
Yeah. Bruno was there as well. He's a good guy. Like, he loves like working like 1-to-1. Like, so when you're working with him, he's all about the little details, and he'll tell you them little details if you're doing them right or not.
Yeah, and Billy's here as well, Billy Reid. I mean, we've seen him, he's obviously a character.
Billy's a good lad as well. He brings it all together, sort of thing, you know what I mean? So it'll be good to see everyone again.
How would you describe yourself as a player?
I'd say I'm more of like an out-and-out number 9, you know what I mean? Sort of like an old school, and just a striker that wants to score goals.
You want to spend the next few months banging them in for us?
Yeah, of course. Want to come in and try to do my best for the club and see where we can go. And I think it's one of the factors, obviously, like, you know you're coming here and you're going to be playing with the players that can give you the assists, you know what I mean, like bring that quality. Just want to get back out there and back playing football and back doing what I do best.
And how are you doing physically? You ready to go?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I've obviously had a blip here or there, but now I'm good. I'm back in some good shape.
Here, 62,500, it can really go here.
It'd be good to witness it firsthand when the fans are actually cheering you, not against you this time, you know what I mean? So it'd be good to be on the good end of it. I want to come in and do my best for the team, and hopefully that we can excite the fans and see what the future holds.
Hello everyone and welcome back for almost the start of the second half. The players coming out ready for a big second period of the game, and of course the quarter final of this year's Premier League Cup. Of course there have been other fixtures. There's already been one game played in this round of quarter-finals. Chelsea under-18s lost to Liverpool 3-2. Of course Derby play Fulham, that's on the 12th of February, and then you've got Reading versus Everton on the 14th of February. So either of these sides have a chance to play Liverpool, and then between the other four in Derby, Fulham, Reading and Everton. Don't know if anyone has made any substitutions so far. It looks like it's going to be the same side to start the second half as who started the first half. Mark, if you were to get a crystal globe out or crystal ball out, what would you make of this second half? How do you think it may go?
I think it's going to be another tight encounter. I think we have got the slight advantage of playing with the wind at our backs. I think we're going to win the game 2-1, scored in the 79th minute.
79th minute, 2-1 win for the United against Manchester United. I hope that's the case as well. Perhaps maybe a few more goals for West Ham just to enable no real nerves towards the end of the game, but that's far easier said than done, as this Manchester United side has certainly showed what they can be capable of. Managed to get in the heads of a few of the West Ham players as well, and that ball threaded through towards that right hand side. Looked like it could have been a very smart one, but it was cut out well, and here comes West Ham's goal scorer Ajala. So far an exciting start as it's flicked in. An early goal in this second half, and it's Gabriel Caliste, and Ajala was right in the thick of it. Look what it means.
That's a great run from Josh, really. It didn't look like he was moving that fast. He's got that sort of, like, those that are old enough remember the sort of Trevor Brooking. It doesn't look like he's moving that quick. He's running away from players. Done fantastic there, Josh, and lovely little finish from Gabs. Maybe thinking of a week in Mauritius after they've won the cup. There he is, great run from. Look at the just in there, get a toe. There you go.
Exquisite. Just getting in front of his man and Reece Monroe, the number 4. But look at this run from Ajala. Finding Suwunmi. The number 9, number 10 and number 11 all linking up very well, and that is quite satisfying in itself.
Is indeed, and it really gives us something now to hang on to, because as I say, I think we've got an helicopter circling around celebrating the goal with us. But I think that gives our 3 centre halves really something to put your head on, make blocks, keep us in front. It's a great start to the second half. It was I was wrong. It was 30 minutes too early, wasn't it?
34 to be exact, but that doesn't matter. And just before that, Manchester United had a chance to play it over to that right-hand side, and it was actually cut out by one of the West Ham defenders. I believe it was actually Mayers who did the interception. So in a way, that was just as vital as the finish from Killie. And unfortunately, West Ham give away a foul there through Kamara.
The way we've reacted to going 2-1, obviously goals change games, give us confidence. If you look at us now, maybe we could go on and maybe get another one, give ourselves a little bit of a cushion. That'd be fantastic, because where there's one goal in it, it's always, always going to be a little bit nervous. But great start to the second half, fantastic.
Of course, Holiday Mauritius could be calling for the goal scorer there. He made his first Mauritius international appearance when he played in the Intercontinental Cup tie against India in September of last year. And of course made his under-18s debut with West Ham in April 2023.
I think there's definitely a position for me carrying his bags in Mauritius. A professional footballer like him doesn't want to be carrying his luggage around.
I think if you speak to him and request that, I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Of course, footballers these days like it when they have people around them to do those kind of jobs, and if you're willing to do that, then why not?
I do on a daily basis, but he just walks past me normally.
Just then as well. just as we saw that, of course, Manchester United giving away a throw, the West Ham bench went up applauding as if it was a goal. You can see there is some needle to this game, partly because of the actual fixture itself rather than the two teams and their rivalry. Here's Monroe, Godwill Monroe on this left-hand side. Now Fitzgerald. Of course, we saw both times a goal was scored in the first half. It was the opposing team that started to control things afterwards. Manchester United in the West Ham half trying to make something happen as Fitzgerald only sees an option to Reece Monroe. Here's Thwaites. Monroe again. Now Fletcher just sitting in between both defenders, finding its way all the way back to Murdoch. So, saying in the first half, Mark, just it would be good for West Ham to try and get a shot on goal. Since then, they've had 2 shots on goal, 2 shots on target, and 2 goals.
Exactly. The roles actually seem to be reversed. Man United at this moment are controlling the possession, but they're not really looking at hurting us at this minute. I shouldn't be saying that because they'll go and equalise. But they're actually controlling the game, but don't look to be getting in behind us. We're quite nicely set. We're squeezing along. Oh, what have you said, Mark? What have you just said, man?
Beckis with some defending to do.
Just absolutely killed us.
And they get an equaliser just 3 minutes after Caliste put the Hammers a goal up. And that was a firm finish. Picked out on that right-hand side. And look at the run. Just going in behind Gollum Beckett. It looked for a brief moment that the goal scorer, James Scanlon, could have been in an offside position. He was behind Gollum Beckett when the ball was played, but you've got to commend the run anyway and the positioning of the player, and then that strike as well.
It would have been a very tight call. I was just saying now that there looked to be no trouble for us. They're controlling and they've gone bang. You said it about James Scanlon as a goal scorer, and it's a good finish.
He's already got 1 goal in this competition in the 3-0 win against Leeds for Manchester United. That's now his 12th goal of the campaign.
Good, Josh.
Ajala, oh, what a save. This game is really starting to open up now.
If people are not watching this feed, but they should be. It's entertaining now. It's getting people on the edge of their seats. He struck it well, Josh, actually. I think.
Fingertip save. It was a firm strike. That must sting the right hand of Murdoch, who makes his first save of the game.
Now we're playing towards this end with a bit of wind. I think we can put balls in the box, where the first half it wasn't really getting there. Again, I'd like it to be a flatter cross. Flat, little bit of movement. That's all you need. Little bit of movement. Get yourself a yard. Get yourself first contact.
So most players in that 6-yard area, as that's where it isn't found. Goes beyond there and out for a goal kick. Perhaps some slight wind issues there.
Good encouragement from the line there from Loris, telling me well done, keeping their concentration.
Edged forward. Here's Kaliste. Now Medine. Play coming down this right-hand side for West Ham. Medine with some work up against Godwill Monroe. Absolute beast of a player. Monroe trying to play it forward, but not finding anyone in Manchester United colours. First time ball play from Owesu, the goalkeeper. He's a big player though, the number 5.
If you're telling me he's 16, he is an absolute beast. I mean, he's not only a beast, he's a good footballer. I mean, look at that pass, but he is a physical specimen.
He is, and in fact, he celebrates his 17th birthday on Thursday. So he's coming towards the end of his age as a 16-year-old, but still, 16 or 17, he'll be a physical player throughout his career.
And he'll be able to take driving lessons when he's 17, so that'll be a big car. I don't think it'd be a Fiat 500 he's taking the lessons in.
One of those new Tesla Cybertrucks, if they're allowed in the UK, of course.
Don't like the space he's got in front of him here. Engage.
Try to spread it out towards that right-hand side.
The one thing that nobody wants is penalties. Definitely not me. I've got a disgraceful record with penalties. England, West Ham, everything.
What about the veterans that you were playing for? Or the not to do you disservice, there was some sort of England team that you had some trials for.
I had a couple of trials for England's over 60s.
That's it.
But I was unsuccessful. Tell you what, there must be some players in England's over 60s.
There must be.
If I can't get in the side, it's ridiculous.
That's probably up against Gary Lineker. that calibre of player.
I don't think he can walk Gary Lineker. He's got a continuous broken toe. But I wouldn't say up against Gary. Up against some fit 60-year-olds. That's all I'm going to say. Not thick, fit. Go on, Ems. Good picture. Keep moving it.
Here's Kamara. Under pressure from Thwaites. Legs stuck out there, but West Ham retain the ball. Fizzed in towards Adieli. Slightly heavy touch, allowing Fitzgerald to win it back. Finding Musa, but he is in an offside position.
Look less offside than the goal scorer, but stop it, Mark. Don't be biased. I bumped into the old under-18s analyst before the game throughout, and he was telling me that it's because of him that we won the Youth Cup 2 years ago. I'm just going to smile.
You're going to smile. Is that because you feel that you should have your credit, or you should have sole responsibility on that win?
Definitely not sole responsibility. It's the players won the Youth Cup, and the coaches had a little bit of a percentage. I suppose the analyst helped. Should I say helped? But he's now been promoted to the first team, and he puts it down to his diligence on the analyst front that played a big part in us winning the Youth Cup. Let him have his way.
Let him have it. Congratulations on the promotion, of course.
Yeah, Dylan Colonel. Well done, Dylan.
Shout out to Dylan.
I was going to say shut up to Dylan. No, but both apply.
Especially if he's saying to you he's the reason why they won it.
I think
perhaps it's a bit of a culture where everyone who's involved is taking their own bit of credibility, but surely it's the scorers of those 5 goals.
Without a shadow of doubt.
At least.
But some of my mates think I was the only one involved. Coaching, playing, it was all down to me, because that's what I say to them.
That's what I was going to say. Is if you make it out to me in the gantry, I'm sure your pals know about it even more.
I think Kevin Keane might have something to say about it as well. He was the lead coach. I was his assistant. I still won the Youth Cup, in case you didn't know.
Of course, the Youth Cup wasn't something that West Ham had much luck in this season, losing 1-0 to Grimsby, unable to replicate that terrific win 2 campaigns ago.
Modesty forbids me to mention it, obviously, but yeah, you're right.
Not trying to bring it up for West Ham, just trying to bring you down to reality. Because of course, if you win as a team, you lose as a team.
Exactly right, of course. I totally agree with you. I don't like this little lull in the game. This is when all of a sudden, bang, and United are in us, like nothing really seemed to be happening, and all of a sudden, like this.
Improvisation, using the head as the pass, but Colin Beckis was there to leap up high.
Come on, West Ham, concentrate.
Fitzgerald out towards Godwill Munro. Mayers sticking out a leg to take it away. Finding Thwaites. Safe hands there from Nwesu. Well, so far, been an entertaining game. Been equal for the majority of it in parts. Going into this game, of course, though, West Ham found themselves in difficult form, as you touched upon earlier, Mark. Sat in 9th with 13 points out of 12 games, compared to Manchester United, who've got an emphatic 33 points out of their 12.
I think, as I said earlier, that the 5 players coming back from the 21s make all the difference and make us a far more competitive side. There's nothing really between the sides in this game, is there? It could go either way. You wouldn't say United's dominated. Man United's dominated. You wouldn't say we've dominated. They've had little
spells,
little passages, and that's why it's a 2-2 scoreline.
An entertaining draw when you see that scoreline as well. Here's Mills, another 16-year-old in this side. There's Thwaites with the feet to try and pick out the second goal scorer, Scanlon. Here's Bailey. Thwaites again. Man United flirting with the ball outside of the penalty area, but West Ham just forced them back for a brief moment. Colin Beck is trying to stick out a leg. Medine under pressure from Fitzgerald. And West Ham come away with a free kick. Tussling between the two, and you could see a push, I think, from Fitzgerald with his left hand just on the back of Jethro Medine.
Good concentration from our defenders here, though. That's the time to pick the running off. Yeah, check your shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder. Get up, get in line. That's just not thrown together. That's all done work on the training pitch, and we do look to have good shape. And so do Manchester United, to be fair, as well.
Cleared up by Oyabede. Nwesu launching it forward. Fletcher's underneath it. Kamara wins it back. Now Golan Bekis. Fearon forcing it back.
it could work out now as you get into the later stages of how good is your bench. Can your bench win it for you?
Of course, on the West Ham bench, you've got Chinaza and Nwosu, Finlay Hooper, Riley Hagen, Majid Balogun and Andre Dyke. Any of those that you feel could come on and provide a bit of improvement for West Ham?
Well, Chinaza plays for England, Andre Dyke played for England, so got some quality on the bench. I'm not saying that Riley's not a good player because he doesn't play for England. It's just up to the person on the day.
Of course, Andre Dyke signed a scholarship in July 2024.
Got really good feet, Andre Dyke, and make something happen there, and I think Chinaza's passing range is excellent. So they've all got good attributes. They wouldn't be a Premier League football academy.
I suppose, yeah, with these academies, the Premier League academies especially, a lot of, well, every player, they've got an abundance of technicality. What do you think it's the things that they need to improve then to make it into the first team, I suppose?
Well, it's a question often asked by lots of different people, and
I suppose it's everything else but that, really.
Yeah, no, if the main person, I suppose, that I've had the biggest influence on would be Declan Rice, and the main thing that he's got above everyone else, he's not a bad footballer as well, is his mental toughness, his mindset. Always determined, always knew where he was going. Always, even when people was getting pro contracts and he was just getting the scholarship, he had a single-mindedness. And I think the psychological part of the game is really important. Really is.
And not comparing yourself to others, I suppose, and then losing motivation by seeing others, like you said, offered those perhaps more attractive contracts.
Yeah, I mean, it's been well documented. I've said it many times before. When he was the last one to get a scholarship from the club, and other players were getting professional contracts attached to it and everything else. He wasn't. I think it helped him. I really do, because it made him determined, and he had that mindset. I'll show you. I'm going to make it, and the rest is history. And he's turned into quite a reasonable footballer, Declan Rice. I don't know who he plays for, but he's turned into quite a good footballer.
Well, the most expensive English footballer, of course. And where do you think the others have gone, obviously, who are in Declan Rice's age group, who may have been offered those more extreme contracts? Do you know where they have ended up compared to Declan?
I do a few of them. Joe Powell was in that team. He now plays for Rotherham. He's played a lot of games for Burton Albion. Anthony Scully now plays for just been transferred to Colchester United. I'm trying to think of Reece Oxford went to Germany. I don't know where Reece is now. But a lot of them made it in the game. But not quite to the level that Declan Rice has.
I think I remember Reece Oxford. He went to Borussia Mönchengladbach, perhaps. Maybe somewhere in Germany.
He actually went to
Reading.
He went to Reading. He went to Augsburg in Germany. Actually.
Augsburg.
Yeah.
I remember that famous debut he made against Arsenal when you won 2-0.
I thought it was 2-0. It was 2-0. You're correct. It was 2-0. Yeah.
When Dimitri Payet made his debut, of course, and Lanzini, I think, scored.
And he played as a holding midfield player and done a man-to-man job. Now, you look at that and you think that Reece's career at West Ham is going to really go on, and it never really materialised. But he hasn't had a terrible career. He's played professional football for many years, but he hasn't quite matched Declan Rice's.
As we get so used to seeing all these big Premier League players having an exemplary career, that you forget or don't really rate as much, or one does, I should say, the players that have made it into professional football. That's still an amazing achievement, and it's overlooked.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the other one who I'm still close with, I went to his wedding in the summer, is Josh Cullen, who's captain of Burnley, who's had a really good career. You know, he played for Anderlecht, played a lot of games for Burnley, still at Burnley, and he's a West Ham fan, come through the West Ham Academy, should have played more games for West Ham, in my eyes, but I'm a little bit biased.
Looks like he may be getting promoted with Burnley.
Again,
of course. Only 9 goals conceded. I know this isn't about Burnley, but you've got to respect that as well. But anyway, on to this game with Gollum Beckis just tidying things up. Just before then as well, I have noticed, and I can definitely confirm this, Graham Potter is in the crowd. I can see him and Bruno opposite us. So, of course, the first team manager looking on to this squad of under-18s as that's a good save. Fairly routine, but had to come across to just collect that effort from Victor Musa.
I think all the first team staff, I can see Billy, the other Scottish coach with them. So, I mean, there's no more incentive for young players. The first team manager is there watching you go. I mean, where they're sitting in that stand, his office is probably about 20 metres behind that, but they're still great that he's actually come out and bothered to watch. Fantastic for the players, really good.
It just reinstates the message that Graham Potter put out about how the academy is central to the club and how there's a nucleus of players there to be used. And of course right now he's looking at that nucleus, and so far who do you think he'd be most impressed with from a West Ham perspective?
I think definitely in the first half Emeka would have took the eye, even when we was losing. Emeka was the one. I mean, Aridis is so assured at the back, so Aridis and hello, could be in here.
Kaliste.
Oh, just a bit wider.
Adiele. Fierce low ball. Sawonmi was there to try and meet it. Here's Musa popping up on this left. You can see the number 7 trying to make that run. James Scanlon. Musa, very calm, just with the ball at his feet and not moving as he passes it back. Here's Fletcher. Lofting it in, Musa was there, but so were the safe hands of Owesu.
How long we got on the clock?
Just over 20 minutes to go. After what was a brilliant start to this second half, of course, Gabriel Kaliste just poking it towards that far corner, but then just moments after that, James Scanlon punishes West Ham. And here goes Monroe. The strike came off one of the West Ham defenders.
Manchester United having a bit of a spell here. They're having a bit of a spell. They're probing. We're sitting in nice and tight. There's no gaps for them to play through, but they are having a spell.
West Ham with all their players lodged back, just having to do their defending here. Every outfield player in the West Ham half. Here's Monroe. Back to Fletcher. He's got Mills to his right, and he'll pass it over towards Albert Mills as Ajala just puts a bit of pressure onto him. Murdoch assessing his options, but keeping the ball firmly under his studs. Now he'll try and launch it over towards Fletcher. Nice reverse pass. That's worked well. Briefly down that right-hand side. Kamara was there to just tidy things up. And play it back towards number 5, Oyabade.
So what Manchester United are good at doing, changing the tempo quickly. They'll just be playing Barclays Bank, walking football, not interested, and then bang. And then that's how you catch it. If you're playing at all one tempo, either all quick or all slow, the team know what's coming. They keep changing the tempo. It's hard to play against. United are good at that, and United are good at that.
Do you think most teams actively try to do that, or is that just sometimes a tactic that teams possess and others just don't do it?
I think it's a style. I think in this country we try and play at 90 miles an hour all the time, and that's one of the reasons that we don't have no success nationally. Because I think we're always trying to play at the top tempo. If you notice, the better teams, Spain and Italy, slow it down, quicken it up, slow it down. I think we've got to get better at that in this country. I really do.
And sometimes we can just feel like we can be so much more open as well when we're not anticipating the change of tempo.
Yeah,
where they're suddenly caught out.
We're in here though. Oh, Gabs.
Kaliste leaving it for Adiele as he meets it, but the ball had gone out of the pitch.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things the FA in England could really look at, especially when we're winning the game. We keep chasing it. Don't just put your foot on the ball and just keep, especially in a hot country, just keep possession of it. We do pass back too much, though. We do pass back as a country too much. But the tempo change is one thing we could definitely look at. If you're listening, who's the England most foreign geezer?
Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, if Thomas is listening, should be most surprised. Give us a call, Thomas. Sort it out for you.
Sign up, Mark, to be part of your backroom staff. If you need any commentators for the FA, then just let me know as well.
If I get the job, I'll give you the nod.
Oh, brilliant. Cheers. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Here come Manchester United, looking slightly dangerous, but there's Mayers.
Oh, there's.
Good work from Mayers, but still in Manchester United possession through Camerson.
The game's gone really flat. As again, and then see walking football, and then they're quicken the tempo. Bang! See, that's what they do.
And they win the foul as well. James Scanlon knew exactly what he was doing after receiving that knock. He finds himself on the floor.
Good player, Scanlon. It's a good player.
Of course, he's just 18, started out in Derby County's youth system and arrived at Manchester United in 2023, so enjoying his second full season as an under-18 for Manchester United. And a player to look out for in the near future. So still no substitutions made. Perhaps either manager could be thinking that extra time could be a possibility.
Yeah, you definitely think so. So Lanway gets the wall right. It's been lots and lots of time with their goalkeeping coaches organising and planning this to make sure they get it right.
How's his communication skills,
Yeah,
Lanre
good.
Owesu?
Yeah, they're good. I'd rather be a little bit more on his toes. Always scares me when the goalkeeper goes dead centre. The wall should do one side and he does the other side.
Well, it's going to be Thwaites to strike it, and he hits the inside of the post. You had Owesu diving towards that corner. A replay will allow us to see if perhaps he was beaten, but you can't get much closer than that.
It actually hit the inside of the post. Maybe it's going to be our day. Yeah.
Of course, the inside of the post. Wow. That was a firm strike from Jimmy Thwaites. Still alive. Headed away. Contained down by Ajala as he's pushed over, and West Ham will be very happy with that, as they had a bit of pressure to deal with there from Manchester United.
It was a good free kick from the young boy. A very good free kick. I suppose you could say that the ball didn't go in, so maybe Lanway did get his angles right, but it was close.
It looked like he had it covered. He managed to cover a lot of distance there.
Looks like we're making a double substitution here.
So Andre Dijk and Chinaza Nwosu coming on. The two players going off are Gabriel Caliste and Aaron Kamara. So West Ham's second goal scorer started off this second half in brilliant style after meeting the end of a low ball in from Josh Ajala to just poke it into the other side of the net. Effortlessly done. It was a great start, but then of course it was cancelled out just moments later.
So, someone's been booked in the dugout.
I think that could be Loris, because he's sat down for once.
Can't understand why. Can't be for his dress sense. He wears some quite good clothing, Loris.
Perhaps the referee's jealous.
Maybe so. Strange decision. I mean, they obviously said that we didn't hear.
Of course, Chinaza Nwosu, like you said, he's been capped at England under 15, under 16 level. Of course, he accepted his scholarship deal in July 2024. And he's noticed for his technical ability and great athleticism, as well as what you said, his passing range.
Yep. So Manchester United haven't made a substitution yet, have they? With the first one, yeah.
So 2 substitutions made by West Ham, still none made by Manchester United. Some fresh legs. Loris will be hoping to try and change West Ham's fortunes.
I think that's a wise decision by Loris, because they were sort of half controlling, dominating the game. They just hit the post. If that's the case, then change it. If you leave it the same, they're the one more likely to score. So he's changed it nice and early. Hopefully we can get it, and we can get ourselves a foothold in the game. It's a bit flat at the moment, the game, if I'm honest.
Often happens, it can have such periods of, it's like spells, like you said. It's had a spell of being emphatic and end to end, and then just being spent the majority in the middle of the pitch. Especially in the last 10 minutes or so, it's been more West Ham who have had to do more of the defending and witness the ball in their half than Manchester United. Sawunmi in towards Fear, and that's a nice pass as he finds Ajala. Medine there.
End product. Ooh.
First time ball in. Munro in towards his colleague. As Medine sliding in on him. Manchester United winning a throw-in. So Godwill Munro. There's Reece Munro just to his right, but instead he'll throw it towards Thwaites. Awkwardly, it comes off his face. But West Ham have a throw deep into their final third.
Bad control from his chin. Got controlled out with your chin and start juggling it from there. We're getting close to that 7. I said 79. We're going to score the second. Maybe we score the third and 79.
Maybe the winner. You
Maybe
could just you could change your your meaning to just the winner, not the second. Golan Bekis with the throw. We saw him do a good one in the first half. The set designated throw-in taker. It's whipped in from the left.
It's 79 Fenwick corner. Thanks for coming. Stop it.
Still got time to score in that minute. Who's actually going to go over?
Someone does actually have to take it, by the way.
Perhaps they all just want to be in and around the box to get that winner, so they can prove Mark Phillips right.
Come for us. Let's whip it in. Whip it in with a bit of bend, bit of curl. That's an outswinger. He's going out with it. A Reeder's header. There you go. A Reeder's header.
Sawunmi and Adiele in close proximity. Adiele looks to trot away, as does Sawunmi. So we'll go into the danger zone.
Keep it in there, Wes. Keep it in there, Wes.
Well worked from Medine with a slight bit of fortune. It's back to Medine. There will be another corner.
We're encamped in their box in the 79th minute, as predicted by someone, I can't remember who.
Oh, I hate to break it to you, Mark, but it's now the 80th minute. So you just missed out.
Okay. I'll give or take.
But it's okay, it's okay.
I don't care if we score. I don't give a monkey's.
How about West Ham just win?
Yeah, it does.
That's enough.
That's always been my philosophy in life.
Yeah.
West Ham win.
You're always that bit happier when you've looked noble and correct on a personal level.
Keeper's done well there. Done well there, the keeper. Going over his head. He was saying earlier about there's a little bit of niggle in the game. There's often been a little bit of niggle when Manchester United beat West Ham, actually, in certain competitions. I go all the way back to West Ham versus Manchester United in 1975, and Alan Taylor scored 2 goals and we won 2-1, and it was quite a lively encounter. That's all I'm going to say.
On the pitch.
On the pitch,
of course. Floated out towards this left. As Scanlon, the scorer of Manchester United's second, plays it in field. Here's Thwaites. Now Munro. This is well worked, and it's kept in at the byline, coming off Golan Bekis, but
Good
It
line.
will be a goal kick.
Good liner. Great eyes from there, the fella. Great eyes. The 7 who scored the goal, what's his name again to United?
James Scanlon.
He's a good player. When it goes into him, he's the one who increases the tempo, gets them playing. Not only running with the ball himself, but sliding people in. I'd be very surprised if he was released by Derby. He's probably someone Manchester United have bought. Yeah.
Has to be, really. Of course, when Manchester United come knocking,
Yeah.
it's very often that the player will say yes.
In this day and age, it's a bit more often than not that we Manchester City come knocking, but yes.
I was just thinking that,
I know what
actually.
you're saying, but
Perhaps 10 years ago.
yeah, and
But of course-
Manchester United are still, to me, the biggest club in the country, really. If you look at their support throughout the world, and you know, first team to win the European Cup and whatever, they are a massive club.
Monroe playing it in field, and Thwaites is in some room to try and unleash the switch over towards Scanlon. It was headed back by Adieli. Ball back with a Waysu. Pass back by Nwosu. Just goes beyond Sawunmi and Monroe. The tall frame just shielding the ball away from Andre Dyke.
The Manchester United coaching cohort are actually quite pleased with the way the game's going at the moment. They feel that they're getting the upper hand.
Launch towards Musa. He gets an important flick. As Thwaites had some room with Golombekis on the floor, but Fearon with an
Good play,
interception.
Preston. Good play, Preston.
Courageous as well.
He does a lot of the unsung work in there, breaking play up, winning tackles, really working hard in the engine room.
Proving to be an engine with an eye for a pass as well.
Yep.
Especially at under 21s level, of course. We will be live on Friday night in the Premier League 2, the typical time of 7 p.m. for the West Ham under 21s as they take on another English juggernaut, this time in Arsenal.
Can you turn the temperature up a bit for me on Friday night?
I need to bring my gloves. But here come Manchester United. Scanlon, Owasu with the save. Does it creep in? It's a double save. Terrific work from your goalkeeper
Fantastic.
there.
The second one, you think some people might give that. He just kept going and just got a touch. Again, it was Scanlon. This fella here. Ooh.
The number 8, Jace Fitzgerald.
It was on the half volley. Couldn't really get a lot of purchase on it, I'm glad to say. Come on, West Ham, let's concentrate.
As we enter the final 5 minutes of the 90, extra time looms.
Great header, Josh. Great header.
Scanlon trying to take it beyond Adieli. Will be a free kick. Fearon over towards Mayers. Back to Mayers.
Hello.
Working it forward.
That one-touch passing gets the tempo up.
Just been lost a bit for West Ham, hasn't it, in this second half after scoring?
But we're off again here. It's a good picture. This is a good picture. This is a better picture.
Very promising. Najala just being dispossessed, but it was a good challenge from Reece Monroe. The corner is the outcome for the Hammers.
You can see even in their own half, when you play that one-touch pass and you increase the tempo, it just goes bang, bang, bang. Little holes appear, and we nearly get a shot from it. You can tell, when it's evolving, the way, we've attacked that differently. This wouldn't be a bad time to score, would it? I know, forget my ridiculous prediction, but this wouldn't be a bad time for us to score on a serious note.
Well, the last time he was properly tested was that strike from Ajala. It's a good corner, but it's headed away by Monroe, picked up by Nwosu.
Back out.
Fearon again with room to put it in with his left. Doesn't find anyone apart from Victor Musa, the number 9 for Manchester United. Brilliant challenge from Medine. They're dispossessed, and now they're through. Manchester United and Fitzgerald. Terrific defending from Ezra Mayers. Take your hat off.
Fantastic, Ezra. Fantastic.
Sublime work. But it's not over yet, as it's played into Musa, but who else is there apart from Ezra Mayers, as he squats down to the floor and his colleagues go up to him to really show their appreciation.
That's as good as him scoring a goal. I mean, really there, he's got no chance. He's not even in the picture. There he comes. Brilliant. Billy Bond's like, well done.
Superb. To sprint back, to have the ability to then stick out your leg, to dispossess Fitzgerald from what was a golden opportunity, a one-on-one, even a two-on-one with Tyler Fletcher, of course the player who scored the first goal. You felt like Manchester United were going to break the hearts of West Ham there and score a late goal, but Ezra Mayers was having absolutely none of it. And extra time is getting more likely. 2.5 minutes left to go.
He's done himself no harm there in front of the first team coaching staff as well. Just the attitude and pace and everything about that was fantastic.
Really happy for him.
He looks quite tired now walking over to the manager, but he's done excellent.
You're playing a game of 90 minutes when you're bombing it up and down, especially when you're having to sprint like that with such intensity and then have the composure to slide in the penalty area to not give away a penalty kick is superbly commendable.
Yeah, as I say, that is as good as a goal. That's as good as a goal. Really pleasing. Great lad, Ezra. Really good lad.
Of course, he's only 17 as well. Just turned 18.
Just turned
18. It was January, wasn't
he?
He shares his birthday with Fearon.
Yeah, it's the second year. Don't know is Emeka having to go off over there? I don't know. Looks all right now.
Got 90 seconds left before a potential added on 30.
What you don't want for either team, for us or for Man United, someone to make an horrendous mistake and the team win it from that. You don't want that. Good play, fair enough, gets you in, but someone making a bad mistake. There's the first team staff. Look, there they are.
Graham Potter looking on, and as you said, what a way to show your worth in your attitude by Ezra Mayers, who will be wanting to join Caelan Casey as the other young youth product in the first team setup at the moment. The foul for West Ham. The 2 goals in the first half, 2 goals in the second. 30 seconds left to play, plus stoppage time. Headed away by Mills, picked up by Camerson. Trying to run past Sawunmi, clipping it beyond Mayers, but he's there. Then Nwosu launching it down the centre along the floor.
Kept it, Josh. Ooh, not well
Fearon tries to play that pass, but the ball just goes beyond him. Here's Thwaite. United looking dangerous. Trying to wrap his foot around it, but the block took the sting out the strike, and then away to Ruse to collect that. Out towards Mayers. Ajala dropping deep. Here comes Adiele, just outside of the pitch. He took the ball.
Haven't seen enough of Emeka in the second half, really, considering how much he really influenced us going forward in the first. Not saying it's his fault, he just hasn't got the enough of the ball, really.
Here's Fletcher.
We really have to keep our concentration now. They're probing Manchester United. Just got to keep our line, make it hard. They can't find any gaps.
Fletcher again.
Tackle.
More space is closed in by Medine. Munro towards Bailey. Munro again. Manchester United looking to finish this game on the front foot. They want to go a step further and avoid extra time. They've got room here. Fitzgerald lofting it in. Owasu's off his line, but there he is to collect it for a second time. Slight concerns there, but Owasu had it dealt with well.
I think he was always in control, actually. Obviously, he's rather caught it, but once he's had the touch, he knew where he was going. It's fine. We're sitting a little bit deep. We're bringing them onto us a little bit. I'd rather we got a few 10 metres up the pitch further higher.
Owasu launching it over towards that left-hand side.
We're in.
Scooped up as Murdoch comes out of his box, but plays the pass towards Godwill Munro. Thwaites taking it on the inside once again. He's like to cut in, but Scanlon can't make anything happen there. Edged forward again by Munro, but Man United are the only side that are really looking to try and play with the ball now. Thwaites by the byline. Flicked goalwards by Scanlon, but just swerved away from the target.
I didn't see how much injury time they put up. What did they put up?
I haven't seen that either time.
Ah.
So my guess is as good as yours. Adieli fouled.
Foul. Get us up the pitch. Get us up. Get us up.
Good work from Adieli, and a yellow card for their number 10. James Bailey into the book. So West Ham with a very late opportunity with this set piece. Now Manchester United haven't made a single substitution since minute 1. So of course they still possess just as much aerial threat as they did at the beginning, which can favour them. Fearon will have the responsibility to send in this delivery as Golombekis is up there. Chased towards the touchline but unable to be found. Manchester United get another throw. Turn from Fletcher, looking to come forward. That's a poor ball. West Ham won't mind. Sure, with, of course, as we mentioned, how much longer there is left.
That's I didn't see
hard.
It. No, it must have been at least 4. Can't think of any. There's been a lot of substitutions.
There's only been 2 substitutions, which obviously add on 30 seconds each. There's been 2 goals, so you'd think we are literally into the end of the game now. West Ham just taking their time. Fearon passing it back. The referee doesn't have the whistle anywhere near his mouth. He's happy to let the game run for the time being. Is it sent long? Ajala's through! Through a goal! What a save from Murdoch! That was the opportunity to win it for West Ham.
It certainly was. It certainly was. Great pass.
Murdoch didn't commit himself. You felt like he was going to.
It sat up nicely for him as well. He made good contact with it. I'm honest, I'd have had my mortgage on Josh there, winning the game for us. Unfortunately, I would have been homeless. This is going to be an in-swinger with his left. Plenty of whip on it, plenty of whip. Right under the bar. Oh, it's got snow on it.
High. Murdoch palms it away, but that's going to be the end of the game, the end of the 90 minutes, of course. There will be 30 minutes left to play. West Ham didn't really create much after they found that second goal early on in the second half. Of course, Murdoch was tested by Ajala in the midway point of that second period. It was a firm strike towards the roof of the net, which he palmed over with his right hand. But it was that last minute opportunity for the West Ham number 9. As he was through on goal, you felt like Arthur Mills, the number 3, was going to be able to intercept it and clear it away. But he let it bounce, let Ajala go through, but Murdoch was there once again. So Mark, we've got the pleasure of chatting with each other for another 30 minutes, but what did you make of that second half?
Very entertaining. When we went 2-1 up so early on in the second half, I was hopeful if we could have maybe held that for a longer period, it would have dragged Man United out and left holes for us to play into, maybe got a third. They equalised quite quickly. They was probably the dominant side, definitely possessional wise, towards the end of the half. But as you say, right at the death there, Josh, he may have hit it too well. It's one of those, you miss it there, it goes under the keeper, you know, or whatever. It was a golden chance.
Well, this was right at the beginning. Look at that flick from Kaliste. He doesn't just hit that ball, he hits the other one as well outside of the pitch in pure celebration.
Just a toe, innit? Yep, just a toe. There you go.
Excellent.
Both goals we've scored, the keeper's got hands on, haven't they? The first goal was the same. I mean, we have to bear in mind that Man United did also hit the post. This was their equaliser.
Questions for offside, but let's not talk about that. That strike, in all fairness, was a clinical one along the floor, but with such power to beat Owesu from a fair angle. Obviously doable. To get it at his near post as well.
It's a good pass on the first goal scorer as well. I think that was Fletcher who played the pass, wasn't it? Just the one at the end. There it is. There it is. Miss it under him.
How do you think he should have hit that?
Probably like he did, if I'm off. I mean, he's made good contact on it. The keeper has done well. He's got an arm to it, sort of thing. Though. I mean, sometimes, I was never a finisher. I couldn't finish my breakfast. So what I'm saying is, if you smash it hard at their legs or actually near them, it's harder for them to get down. But Josh got good contact on it. I've got no complaints with the contact on the ball. It's just a shame that the fella read it. There's Loris there imparting his knowledge on the game after he's been booked. It was a very strange incident. But, as I've been saying, it's a tight game. Could go either way. Next goal's massive. Definitely don't want it going to penalties.
Well, it's certainly going to extra time. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes before the start. But look at that, as you said, a goal-worthy challenge from Ezra Mayers. But extra time will start shortly. So the start of extra time looms. Mark, do you remember the last time an academy side went to extra time at Rush Green?
Was it against Manchester City in the Youth Cup last season?
The last time was against Brighton when West Ham won in the Premier League International Cup last February. Now, was the Manchester City game after that in the Youth Cup?
It would have been January, so yes, or December. So you are correct, and good knowledge, sir. You know something about West Ham that I don't. I hang my head in shame.
I know. That's something I will remind you of. I mean, perhaps you know greater bits of information rather than a game going to extra time in a Premier League International Cup affair. But do you know what? I'll take it. I'll take credit where credit's due.
No, it's valid. Good knowledge. I
remember we were covering that game, of course. West Ham was set back, and then it was Lewis Orford who nodded home the winner, and it was a late goal as well. I believe it was around the 115th minute. So hopefully West Ham have a similar ending to this extra time as they did the last time.
I remember that game. Brighton had a player, I think it was a foreign lad playing wide, very good player. Is he still at Brighton?
He's not. He's gone, actually. Recently he's left to a Dutch side, so he's gone to seek pastures new with senior football. Never really made it into the Brighton starting 11. And of course Cam Pippion was of course played at points by Graham Potter.
Oh, was he? So he's gone permanently, or has he gone on loan?
He's gone permanently.
He was impressive on the night, I remember.
Yes, I remember the goal, picking it up on that right hand side and slotting it in. And of course West Ham fought back just like they did at the beginning of this second half today. But it starts now. The extra time. After a topsy-turvy game, Manchester United took the lead, then West Ham hit them back, they took the lead, and then Manchester United, of course, got the equaliser and could have easily got a winner at the end. But so could have West Ham, so perhaps it's a fair assumption and conclusion that it should have gone to extra time and finished in a draw.
Although I've seen 4 goals, the thing that will stick in my mind is that tackle from Ezra. That's really, that's what last-ditch defending was all about, never giving up. Fantastic, really pleased for the lad.
And I'm loving the passion as well, of course, with it being a quarter-final. When he made that challenge, his bench just celebrated for him and with him, and then his colleagues on the pitch as well all went up to give him their applause. Manchester United tried to work it over into the area. Good run down the left-hand side, but Owesu is there. Of course, there have been 2 substitutions. On has come the number 12. And he is joined by the number 14, of course. The number 12, Danny Amber, and the number 14, Dante Blunkett. And off came Godwill Munro, the number 5. And then, of course, the number 3. So that did take a bit of time. No squad numbers announced. So just for the record, 2 substitutions for Manchester United. They find themselves on the front foot now. But that was a rugby kick rather than a strike. Well over the crossbar. Of course, the 2 substitutions for confirmation. Danny Amber on with Dante Blunkett, and off was Albert Mills and Godwill Munro.
I don't want to go on about it again, but again, the number 7's led the line well. Very unselfish here. Squaring the pass for his mate to balloon over the bar, I'm glad to say, but I am impressed with their number 7, I must admit.
One to look out for going forward. I believe he's played for the under-21s as well, so of course Manchester United have brought down their players from the under-21s level as well to participate in this fixture, and of course it's good to see. If you're technically under the age of 18, then why not play? Obviously come down and play for the under-18s and show your worth in these competitive fixtures, because they've got more riding on them than the Premier League 2. No disrespect to the Premier League 2 at all, but when you're playing these quarter-finals, do you think that will actually give them more or different types of experience compared to the typical Premier League 2?
Yeah, undoubtedly. And if you're playing in cup competitions at a professional football club, it's different if your mates are playing Sunday mornings, they're playing for, cups, shields, everything every week. You actually don't in academies that much. You don't have that much chance to win things. So, if you're in a quarter final or you're in a semi-final, make the most of it. Play your best team.
Of course, the Premier League Cup was established for these sides to get used to playing competitive football.
Yeah, I mean, sorry to mention the Youth Cup again, but the Youth Cup's been there for years, always has been. That is I'm going to use the word Premier, weirdly enough. That is the Premier tournament, I think, the Youth Cup. It's equivalent to where the old FA Cup was.
Started in the 50s, I believe, around 54.
Even before
perhaps.
I was born. That is a great history.
That was a nice curled ball in.
You
Musa though
looked at
misheaded
me
it.
as if I should have been there in 1954. I was actually...
Probably, was it your 21st then?
I wasn't born... Hello, we're away. Go on.
This is a good opportunity. Medine.
Can't get that.
Got Dyke running towards the left side of the penalty area. West Ham do get a throw.
If there's anyone listening back at Chad Relief, can they save me a dinner?
Don't ask, don't get. What do you fancy?
They do some great dinners at Chad Relief.
Oh, brilliant.
Great kitchen department.
Good stuff. Fueling their co-commentators up just as much as the players out on the pitch right now. Here's Adieli. Adieli, of course, who featured a lot in the first half, wasn't as present in the second. We've got him down our end now in this first period of extra time. Of course, he did get a booking as well, so perhaps had to just contain himself in that second period. Chested down nicely by Musa, although he does drift out to this right-hand side. Up against Oyabade. The strike still falls towards their number 8. Musa strikes it with his left, but scuffs it in the time he was hoping to thump it in.
You can tell both sides, us and them, a little bit fatigued, looking tired. Really don't want it to be a mistake that lets the other team win. If it's good play, it's good play, but don't want someone to make a mistake.
Just see Medine there, just trying to stretch off some cramps.
Yeah,
it looked like. Looks like Billy Reed's still out, but Graham Potter's gone.
It's still nice to see the first team staff there. Really
Absolutely. Ezra Mayers' challenge, enough for him to have seen, I'm sure.
Being the Brighton fan that you are, you obviously know the staff well, better than me at the minute.
Was a Brighton fan, now West Ham, of course.
Of course.
Can't expose me like that, Mark.
You've got a good knowledge of West Ham, I'll give you that. You've got a better knowledge of West Ham than I have of Brighton, I can assure you.
Well, like we were saying, it's great when you're watching and you're doing these kind of games and you're seeing the likes of Ollie Skulls and Lewis Orford coming on and playing Premier League football, and then there will be future players to come as well. The ones that we're currently watching today, and of course will do on Friday, to try and break into the first team. So it can be a really good job when you can see the progress. Of course, it must be even better for you, the fact that you actually get to participate in that progress. You actually have something to do with it rather than just me seeing what happens. You actually get a bit of an influence, which is incredibly rewarding.
In my sad little brain, I think I've got a bigger influence than I've actually had, but there you go. That's me West Ham coming out.
Well, after all, you did say earlier in the game that you're the reason why they won the Youth Cup, or...
Let's be fair, the reason we won the Youth Cup and we made £100 million out of Declan Rice is all down to me, obviously.
Hope you got a nice bonus.
No comment. And I didn't. Working for West Ham's my bonus. Working for the club I love. Don't like this picture too much though.
Man United getting forward. That's a poor ball. High and wide from the number 14, Dante Blunkett. And there's going to be another substitution. Louis Bradbury is going to come on, the number 16. He's ready and waiting just in front of us. The wind still continuing to blow, and it's a chilly one as well.
We do look a little bit fatigued and flat. Just come on, lad, just get ourselves up. There's a big prize at the end of it. Getting to the semi-final.
Still got Riley Hargan and Majid Balogun. What have you made of their season so far, Mark?
Good. Riley was always, quite a slight lad and that. So he's got much bigger. He's always been a good footballer. Sees the pass, and then he could be the one to come on and unlock them. And Majid is quick and direct. I think Majid actually come from Man United. We've got Majid and David from City and United. I can't remember which one come from where, but I think Majid actually come from Man United.
You are right. Of course, he's London born, but signed from Manchester United, where he spent 2 seasons before signing a scholarship with West Ham last July.
He's more than London born. He actually comes from Woolwich. And you think the significance, why have I mentioned Woolwich? Because that's my hometown. I haven't been there for about 40 years, but that's where I do originate from.
Where Arsenal originated from.
They did indeed.
And Wosu and Andre Dijk. There is Andre Dijk and Adieli. Good feet.
Talking of Arsenal, that famous North London club who come from London SE18. There you go.
Yeah.
Not that I've got anything against Arsenal. I did work for them for 3 years before I worked at West Ham.
Wosu. Colin Beckes. Out to Medine. Nice cut. He tries to get the return pass as it's Suwunmi to chip it over towards Medine. He kept it in, albeit it looked like it had crept out of play. Here's Nwosu.
We're in.
This is good. Fired over from Suwunmi. It was laid off by Andre Dijk, and Suwunmi, who's found the back of the net on so many occasions this season, was unable to find it there. But he was right involved in the build-up. Murdoch having to keep that save away. Murdoch had it covered, it looked though.
Yeah, it's one of those you'd rather it be low and hard again. Keep it down.
Colin Beckes there to clear it away. But it doesn't leave the West Ham half as Fletcher will scoop it towards Blunkett. And here's Scanlon popping up on the left-hand side this time. Looking to take it in field. Takes time to pull the trigger. Adieli shielding the ball nicely as Fearon unleashes it forward to Ajala, but that's good defensive work from Munro. Adieli comes away with it. And I think he could have even played the advantage again.
Oh, we had good numbers down the right. We had 2 over. I mean, I'm not having to go at the referee, but he's booking something actually. I think he might come up here and book you for your trainers. Johnny joking.
They're a Christmas present, thank you very much.
Long lost auntie. No, they're all right, mate. They're good.
No,
it's a young man's game. It's a young man's game.
Yours look like you've just walked through a swamp.
I'd rather say run 10k, but it's similar. Similar.
Nice. Time you did the 10k?
I was doing it with my daughter, so I think it was about 1 hour 2 minutes or something like that.
Nice.
It's been quite 50-50 this extra time. Like Man United ended the game. They say they was on top. I wouldn't say they've been on top in extra time as yet.
It's a strong ball, but it finds the target of Blunkett. Up against Medine, still Blunkett. Now Fletcher. Now Monroe. Out towards Musa, who likes to pop up anywhere across that front line. Manages to find his way
Great
towards
decision.
Louis Bradbury, but he was in an offside position.
The concentration at the back's been good. It has to be.
Of course, Mayer's the one of the more senior figure in terms of how much he's played for the older levels. Say he's been the most important, influential figure in that back line.
Yeah, I can't see past his tackle, if I'm honest. That takes away. I mean, but Ezra's had a great game as well. Just at this under 18s level, 2 experienced centre halves, really.
Tricky feet from Scanlon, opening it up for Fitzgerald. West Ham getting players in good positions. Call for a penalty. The referee nods, or shakes his head, I should say.
He looked straight over at the line. I don't know if he thought the fellow was offside, but once he didn't give the offside, let's have a look if it goes back to him.
Well, all we can say is, thank goodness there's not VAR.
Exactly. Although we had VAR last night, didn't
I was about to say that.
Didn't help us at all.
West Ham would have been wanting there to be
I'm not suggesting
no VAR anyway.
that certain clubs get certain decisions. I would never, ever say that.
No, I think that would be a very unpopular opinion. Manchester United trying to weave it through the middle towards Louis Bradbury. Launched forward by Wesu.
In saying it's been even, we haven't really threatened their goal though, actually, in this period.
Blunkett.
This is a danger man for me. It's offside.
Offside.
Good liner, by the way.
I know, I was waiting for that comment. I was waiting for that comment.
No, it's good.
No, absolutely. Of course, the only questionable decision could have been Manchester United's second goal, where Scanlon struck it low towards Owesu. But you can't spend your whole life criticising everything.
Definitely not.
It happens in your favour and against, so just got to accept that.
Tony Miguel should never have been sent off at Villa Park, but I won't mention it.
Well, that's the end of the first period of this additional 30 minutes. No real opportunities. Supposedly the closest West Ham got to goal was that Sawunmi strike, where he was laid through from Andre Dyke, but then he just blazed it over. It was close, in all fairness, but not close enough. Finishes here at the extra time period. Mark, opinions going in towards the second.
Obviously, with the players from both teams are fatigued. The actual quality and sharpness of the game has lost its edge a little bit. But it's there for someone to not make a name for himself. Ridiculous thing to say. But someone to there for go and win the game for their team. You know, you've just got to take those shots. I wish we'd kept the chances we have had just down a little bit. We really practice on hitting the corners. You know what I mean? With a bit of pace hitting the corner, not just blasting for pace. But Wasu's going to make if someone is, and hope they're in a claret and blue shirt, going to make a name for themselves in the last 15 minutes.
Don't forget your favourite blue shorts and blue socks.
No, should be I said should be what you asked the kit man Tony Falco. Should be white shorts and white socks. He knows. I've always said it.
They should get you on the kit design for next year. I think that'd actually be a job so many people would like.
Yeah, I actually think I should be the kit designer, the summariser, the coach. In fact, sadly enough, I actually do think that. That's how sad I am. No one else does.
You can be the kitchen porter as well.
That sounds like work. My wife did work in the kitchen for 11 years, but she's now retired.
Oh, bless her. Bless her. Good. Well, of course, there you could see Loris Coggins just having some words. Of course, what do you make of Loris Coggins as a manager? He's one of the younger ones. He came from Southend, I believe, in 2014. Is that right?
Yeah, he played for Southend. Very good footballer, by the way. I'm surprised he didn't make it. He's a very good player. He actually started working with me when I was doing the under. I was doing the under 18s, but I was doing the 15s, and he came in with me in some nights. No, and he's a slow, methodical character, but it was good. Knows the game, good experience. He knows what it's like to be out there and receive the ball in the middle of the park. I always think that's important, that you've played the game, not just coached out of a book or out of a manual. You've actually played. You know what it's like to receive the ball and see pictures in front of you. Rather like myself.
And nothing like myself. Well, Manchester United are going to be kicking us off for the last 15 minutes. Well, you'd assume if a goal was to be scored now, it would be very, very dramatic. You see Jethro Medine, though, just suffering with a bit of cramp. We saw it towards the end of the second half. He was down, just having to stretch. Then, of course, in that little huddle, just having to stretch his legs using his colleague Golan Bekis as a pillar to lean on. So hopefully he doesn't suffer too much in this in the latter stages.
And they've all played 105 minutes of football now, which is a lot of football for young people under the age of 18. So that could come into it. The fatigue in the last 15 could play a part.
You're running a lot of kilometres when you play a full 2 hours of football. You're looking at easily touching towards potentially 16, 17.
Yeah, you are, without a doubt.
As Fletcher stretches it out towards that right hand side with Musa. He's got Camerson in support, but here is Fletcher again. That seemed intentional as he let the ball just roll up in the air after it touched the inside of his right foot. Here's Scanlon.
I quite like it that Scanlon's that far away from our goal. Don't mind him being there.
When he gets a bit closer, which is what he's trying to do now, and when he likes to cut in, which he also does, but this time he's unselfish and he passes it to his colleague, who then sees the foul committed by Scanlon, and the ball is far away from him. It was Jethro Medina who was brought down by the Man United skipper. Referee just having words.
This is when I'd like West Ham to have a real leader, someone to really get around the team, cajole them, get them going, be really vocal. We look tired, we are tired. Let's find a leader.
Headed away by Amber. Fitzgerald. Here's Fitzgerald again. As Blunkett receives it. Slight step over, launching it in with his left, and then it's cleared away by Dyke. You just feel like, though, in these periods where fatigue is playing a big part of it, Man United are the one in control over West Ham.
I have to admit that. And the sub they brought on down this left there, Plunkett, he's quite direct. He just gets it and goes for the byline. Here he is with the ball now.
Of course, Dante Blunkett's new to Manchester United, joined the club after leaving Aston Villa in 2024, the 17-year-old. Predominantly a defender, who likes to attack down that left side. And here's Dyke attacking down West Ham's. And he's unable to find a Jala. As Medine looks to retrieve that. Good work as he sent it in this time. Sawunmi. Room up on his left. Fearon. Dyke pulls the trigger. Tests Murdoch. West Ham get a corner.
Also gives our back three a little little rest from being constantly defending. That was a good shot. It's one of them that bounces in front of the keeper. Not a bad save in the def, to be fair. I don't know if it was on target or not. He looked it from here.
Well, he went low and hard, and that's what you were saying is something West Ham should maybe do more. So, Fearon, Another in-swinger. Both hands raised. The wind will play its part most likely as Musa heads it away. Picked up by Adieli, just can't quite keep it under his spell. Dyke with another opportunity. Jala goes down, calls for a penalty, not just from Mark, but the whole of the West Ham United bench. Opinions, Mark Phillips?
Without really seeing it, I'm saying it's a pen. And I'll hold my hands up if I'm wrong. He might have made a slight meal of it, but I think it was a foul.
Well, there were calls for a penalty for Manchester United down that end in the first period. They're on the attack now as it's a low ball as Owesu comes down to collect it. You could see Bradbury, the substitute for Manchester United, was hoping Owesu would spill it, but he had the safe hands to collect it.
Sun's come out.
I know, very nice. The first time I've seen this at Rush Green. I'm always used to it just being dark due to it being a nighttime kickoff. Not really minding this.
Ooh, careful.
There's Blunkett again. And what's nice about the sun coming out is it gives you a little ray of heat.
It does.
Blunkett. He's got Scanlon there. Close to him. Fitzgerald. Nice interplay, but there's a heavy touch from Blunkett. And now an opportunity for Sawunmi to drive forward. Ajala just trying to hold his run. Andre Dyke retrieving that ball. He's got two white shirts around him.
Go on, Ems.
Adieli in a central position with a tall frame of Camerson is able to just break down the play and drive forward for Manchester United. End-to-end stuff it, as you'd expect in the final 10 minutes of a 120-minute game. Camerson, the right back, popping up on the left, putting it in low, and a brilliant challenge from Oyabade, or block I should say.
It was important, very important. Where the game stretched now, chances are appearing for both teams.
Look at the room Camerson finds himself in as he brings it into the penalty area. West Ham have to be cautious here. Easier said than done as it's hung in towards that back post. Fletcher looked like he may have lined one up. He's forced back to Monroe, and here's Blunkett. More room for Fitzgerald to try and whip in a ball. Cleared away from Golan Beckis, and that's not good. He's holding his hamstring as he cleared that away. But he's still on. He's not holding it anymore. Hopefully that was just an initial feeling rather than an actual permanent one. He's running fine. So Sawunmi clears.
Go on, Josh, be a nuisance.
Murdoch.
We should be nicking it.
Preston.
Played.
Fear and playing it out towards Dyke. Adieli darting to his left. He picks up the ricochet, cleared away by Monroe. Manchester United defending well so far in this extra time period. Oyabade clears it forward. Man United throw-in. So Mark, what have you made of this so far then? How do you think West Ham have been defending as Man United have had some room?
They have, but I think the second half of it, it's been sort of even. You attack, we attack, you attack. Someone's just showed that little bit of quality. Oh, I'm sticking with my penalty decision. I'm sticking with it.
There is going to be a substitution.
Riley's coming on.
And he comes on for Jethro Medine, who's been promising down that right-hand side. What have you made of his performance?
Yeah, he's done well. And even when you think he's fatigued and gone, he's sort of gone again. I don't know where Riley's going to play. Won't be playing right wing back. I think.
Of course, Riley Hargan's been with West Ham. This will be his 10th year in 2025
Yep.
after signing in 2015.
Yep, he has.
Here's Blunkett finding a A lot of the players going down this left-hand side for Man United. And cleared upfield, and a throw-in one for the Hammers.
Yeah, Riley's a proper West Ham lad. His family are West Ham. He's from the manor. He's one of our own. If he makes it in the first, then they'll definitely be singing songs about him.
What an incentive. Colin Becker's, just for a brief moment, it looked like he could have pulled his hamstring as he cleared that forward.
It might just be general fatigue. You don't know at this stage.
I'm sure it would have caused slight worry for his coaching staff.
Put him in. We're in here. He's the winner.
Andre Dyke.
Told you.
Ooh! Agonisingly close. Andre Dyke, you felt like it was just going to find the back of the net.
Good work from Preston. Good weight. Good time of the pass. Steady yourself. Have a breath there.
Gutting.
Keeper's waved it in. Keeper's waving it in.
Such a shame for Andre Dyke. That was a really good run. End-to-end stuff. Here's Scanlon. Fitzgerald. Hagen, the closest player to him. 5 minutes left of the 2 hours played. Curled in, but Moose's header flicked towards that far post, and it goes beyond the post. There will be a West Ham goal kick.
I mean, but both teams have had such golden opportunities now to win it. That's what strikers get paid the big money for.
You really fancied Andre Dyke there. Hopefully he doesn't have his head too down after that missed effort.
Good work from Preston. Really good pass, timed well, good weight.
Here's Camiston. Dyke keeping tabs on him.
It's a foul, actually. I'm not going to say Manchester United have lost their threat, because last time I said that they equalised.
Commentators curse.
Oh, well, am I a commentator now? I'm the commentators gang.
Well, you want to be in every gang by the sounds of it, Mark.
As long as it's helping West Ham, I'll be in the gang.
There's Fletcher. Now towards Scanlon once again. All the plays coming down this left-hand side. Bade comes off him last, so it will be a Manchester United corner.
First contact, sound like a broken record, but that's the important one.
Well, this is how they scored the first goal. Manchester United. Once again, the first contact isn't bad, but they're unable to make the most of the second ball.
Hello.
And it's passed straight towards Andre Dyke as he skills it past his opposition, but tried to set off a pass to Sawunmi, but it wasn't one of quality, and Murdoch was very happy with that. Manchester United straight back into the thick of it. Thwaites just trying to hold the ball, allowing players to make their runs. Fitzgerald, very tight around the edge of the area as he's forced to bring it out towards that right hand side. Curled in again, cleared away by Mayers. Sawunmi keeping tabs to the extent he gives away a foul on Fitzgerald. He takes it quickly and short. Out towards the Manchester United left. Thwaites wrapping his foot around it, and Owesu once again with the safe hands. There was some curl in that strike as well.
I think he was always in control, actually. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen Lamray save a penalty. I'm trying to rack my brains. Might just invent one just in my own mind. Yeah, definitely.
Just say a stat for the sake of it, why not?
Seen him save 2 out of 5.
If it sounds good, then it's good. Right. ball goes over all the targets and finds its way out to Scanlon, who has to keep it in by an inch. Fitzgerald, got Hagen and Sawunmi onto him. Scanlon with the curling ball, hitting the post. It was a teasing ball. He was trying to find, I think it was Musa, but instead he found the outside of the post.
It was a definite cross, but he might have got fortunate. It's curling, it's curling, it's curling.
I think it even took, I think what took its direction closer to the post was the bobble on the pitch, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe. I don't think Lambo means with a couple of bit of post. It's when they go in the net we have to worry.
Well, it looks like penalties are now looming.
Connor John Smiths again.
Scanlon, Manchester United looking to have the last opportunity of the game. And it won't amount to anything.
He likes that little clip to the far post. Good player though, Scanlon. I'd watch out for him in the future as a name. I think, you know, he could be one who's going to go in the game quite a long way. I think he's good.
Does like to cut in.
He does.
Of course, he has got a good game, but do you think sometimes that can be quite detrimental to always seem that obvious, maybe?
Yeah, he is a bit predictable, but if you think the goal that he scored was down the other, you know, the inside right position, he's got it on his right foot.
Just that final ball again from West Ham, lacking quality, and it will be going to penalties. So a place up for grabs in the semi-finals of this season's Premier League Cup, and it will be going to penalties. That's how it'll be decided between West Ham and Manchester United. Mark, how are you feeling?
As I said, stressed earlier, I'm not a great fan of it. I was in St Etienne with England. I was at Wembley with England when we lost to Germany. I mean, I've been with West Ham when we lost the FA Cup final to it. It's just, I haven't got the luckiest record, not the luckiest, the best record with penalties. Today it's going to break. It's going to go the other way. West Ham's going to win it.
The home team to win it, hopefully, to knock out the champions. Of course, as said, this Manchester United side did finish as champions in this competition last season, so they could suffer quarter-final exit at the hands of West Ham United. But of course, this is really it's a lottery now, penalties, isn't it?
Fortunate is, you know, I'd like to think that Loris and Zavon Hines and Luke Smith, the three coaches with the 18s now, have practiced them, because I mean, obviously when we got through and won the Youth Cup, me and Kevin Keane and Gerard, every time before a game, the day before a game, we would make them walk up, take penalties and practice, because you don't know what way you get. So hopefully they've done the same thing. I'd like to think they have, they probably have, but there's nothing like taking a penalty on a training pitch and taking a pitch in a quarter-final of a cup. But, you know, those will hold their nerve. We'll see if we can do it, and Lamway can maybe save a couple.
Absolutely, of course. It's also good exposure to this kind of heat, to this pressure of taking a penalty in this environment. So that's something you can look to as a positive, albeit it's very nerve-wracking in the moment. But West Ham just having their last huddle. So out of the West Ham players, who do you think will fancy themselves to go up first? Who will be that player, do you think, will say, no, I'll take this first one?
Well, Josh Ajala's our natural goal scorer, so I should think Josh will take one. I would like, from a personal note, I would like Ezra to take the last and final one for the glory, because he deserves it for that tackle. I know I keep going on about it, but it's such an important tackle. I mean, apart from that, it comes down, if you fancy it, don't ask someone to take one if they don't really want to. I mean, I think Elijah strikes a good ball, so he might be able to take it. Andre Dyke, who come on, strikes a good ball. Riley takes a good free kick, so come on. He might have come on in mind for him to take a penalty. I actually don't know. Preston might be able to take one. I'm not sure who the five are going to be.
Well, actually, I think you could see now. Look at where Loris Coggins is with the goalkeeper. You've got five close players in claret and blue around him. Preston Fearon's one of them. Ajala's one of them, who currently has the right hand of Coggins on onto him. Oh, actually, it looks like Fearon's walking away. So Gollum Beckis has gone over. Hagen is one of them.
Yep.
Sawami, and I believe Adiele.
And I'd be really, mate, if it wasn't, you know, if it's not as right to touch on it, I wouldn't mind seeing Riley take it for, you know, he's a West Ham lad through and through, comes from around the corner. He's one of our own. I'd like to see him, if it is to strike the winner. But that's getting ahead of myself as usual.
That's the fan speaking out of you, and I don't blame you at all. So if you are watching this at home, do like, comment and subscribe to the West Ham YouTube channel. Of course, bring you every minute of this game, and of course of academy football for the under-21s. We'll be live, of course, at 7 p.m. this Friday for the West Ham under-21 side in their Premier League 2 fixture against Arsenal. And then the Friday after that again, West Ham United versus Blackburn on Valentine's Day at 7 p.m. Mark, will you be in attendance for that one, do you think?
I think I'll be in attendance. I don't know if I'll be up in the gantry. Hopefully I am. Might even bring the wife for a night out. She can sit over in the stand on her own waiting for me, and I'll take her for McDonald's on the way home.
A romantic night in Rush Green sounds brilliant. So if you fancy coming along for a Valentine's Day evening, then Rush Green, I'm sure, will welcome you. But we will be live if you fancy just having it on in the background whilst you're enjoying your night that evening, of course. So it looks like Manchester United will be the first to take in this penalty shootout for a spot in the semi-final of the Premier League Cup. And it's going to be their number 11, Thwaite, to take.
You pointed out before the game started the advantage of physicality that Manchester United had. Well, in a goalkeeping way, we've got the advantage of physicality if you look at Lanway, so hope that comes into fruition here.
So do I. So the number 11, Jimmy Thwaite, 4 goals in the league this season.
He's the one who hit the post with a free kick, isn't he?
Yes. And West Ham will be hoping a similar outcome after this penalty. But Thwaite's up against Uwesu. Oh, and he dives the right way, but it was brilliant precision there from the Manchester United number 11, and they take full advantage of the first penalty.
He went the right way, Lambert. It was a good pen. It was a good pen, to be fair to the lad. If you're in the corner of the side net in the back, I mean, it's a hell of a save to save it.
So on comes Alicia Sawami, 11 goals of the season. Had a brilliant campaign so far. Can he make it level? He can't. Strikes it wide as he aimed for that left corner. And it's wide of the frame.
I feel for him now. I feel for him. It doesn't mean we've lost. It doesn't mean we're out. But I do feel for him.
Both penalties have gone that way. Both goalkeepers have gone that way.
Could do with a save now.
And Scanlon, you feel, knows how to hit it. He's got good technique. Of course, he scored the goal to make it 2-2. Can he now score the penalty to make it 2-0? He can. A low, hard hit as the ball rolls up through the net. Manchester United are finding themselves in an even more controlled situation. But Josh Ajala stepping up now to try and claw something back. Of course, he scored the equaliser in the first half.
But what you have to do, you have to just put the pressure back onto them. I mean, if we miss this, then the pressure, they're nice and relaxed. We don't want to keep the gap getting bigger and bigger. We want the gaps to be 1. Come on, Josh, put it away.
He does. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Good work there from Josh Ajala. And his fair share of chances in this game. And he definitely makes the most of that penalty. Good work.
Bear in mind, we're only 1 miss away. They miss 1, then we score and we're back level. So all is not lost.
without sounding too obvious, it's just like being a goal down, really. You're always in it, unless it obviously goes past the penalty.
You must have been top of your class at maths. You must have been with that sort of work.
And that's a good penalty from Fitzgerald. Firmly struck into that top corner. And it's 3-1 to the visitors.
That nearly is unsavable. And right in the corner, in the top, there's no way the keeper's getting up there. That's a great penalty. You have to be honest with that. The way I read this as defenders, he doesn't deserve to miss a penalty. So come on, son.
So Golan Beckis to make it 2-3. And he does. Good work from West Ham here. After that early setback, they're doing everything they can to remain in this penalty shooter and, of course, this competition.
As any coach will tell you, penalties or in an open game, stay in the game, keep the pressure on. You know, we're still in it. All we need is one miss, we score, we're back level.
And that's when you start to see a real momentum shift and a mindset shift through that, of course. So Musa has it saved.
There it is.
You can see what that means for the fans in the stand and the staff and players in a line just on the edge of the pitch.
I'm really pleased for Elijah, because then it's not down to him. He's the man. It's not,
It's all square, or it could be all square. Mika Adieli, the number 3, to make it 3-3.
And then it just near enough is sudden death after that.
Referee making sure it's where it should be. Adieli from a similar position as to where Golan Beckis started his run up. Brilliant work from West Ham. They're back in it. And as things stand, it's level in this penalty shootout. And this would be huge for away suit.
Fletcher, isn't it? The fellow who scored the first coming up, isn't it?
It is indeed. Tyler Fletcher exchanging a few words with Adieli, albeit in jest as they walk past one another.
Was they smiling, or was they...
I could see a smile on Adieli's face, which wasn't the case at the beginning of this game. He was getting stuck in with a few challenges here and there. He found himself in the book, but he did what he needed to do there. Now Tyler Fletcher.
Come on now, mate. Pull a save off. Come on.
Penalty. And Manchester United make it 4-3. The pressure now on the substitute, Hagen. What do you think will be going through his head right now, having come on as the latest substitute?
He's visualising himself scoring. Just visualising it.
Manifesting.
Just, yeah. Imagery, they call it imagery in this day and age. Imagery, seeing the ball in the back of the net. 4-4, who's next? Come on, Riley.
This to take it to sudden death. Murdoch trying his best to put him off. But Hagen gets it in, off the inside of the post. Relief there.
Irons, he's West Ham.
Just what West Ham fans want to see. One of their own, taking it to sudden death. Good for him.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Riley to get one, and the winner, Ezra scoring the winner after that tackle, deserves it.
Well, here's Louis Bradbury, another substitute that came on.
Lamray's out there, he's in his face, playing mind games.
Bradbury to go a goal up, skies it over the crossbar. West Ham just one spot kick away from the semi-finals of this season's Premier League Cup.
Chin, isn't it? It's like chin hours at me.
And now it's going to be the responsibility of Nwosu. So Chinaza Nwosu to put this spot kick away to take West Ham through, but, and there is a big but, just one penalty in the way, plus the goalkeeper of Murdoch.
Come on, Chin. Nice and relaxed.
Nwosu. And they're in to the semi-finals of this season's Premier League Cup. Look at what it means. In an entertaining game that had to go all the way to spot kicks, it was the substitute Nwosu to put the Hammers through. Mark Phillips, your opinions on what we have seen this afternoon?
Just stay in the game, keep your nerve. Even when we missed the penalty, even people up here in the gantry was looking around, looks up. I was still said, we're in it. I didn't know it was going to end like that, obviously. Absolutely delighted. Everyone concerned with West Ham United, coaching, players, administrating staff, everything. Kit men, laundry women. It all means something to the people in the academy. It really does.
No.
You're laughing and I'm laughing, but people at the academy, you know, all have a little input to play. You know what I'm saying? And people, you know, from the pre-academy to the under-9s, all the way up there. Any success of the academy, they've got a part to it. And you know, everyone has to realise it's a big collective thing from everyone who works in the academy. They're always saying, "Well, give us a mention on the," and I'm giving them a mention.
Please do. For
the work they do, all the people who work for the West Ham United Academy, they deserve this success. Especially the three coaches out there. They've worked hard. They've had a tough year. They've had an hard year in the league, but it's nice that, you know, that they have some success. And now they've got to go on and win it. They've got to go on and win it. They've got to go on and I don't know if the semi-finals have been drawn. I'm not sure.
Not yet. There's still 2 quarter-finals left to play. But what you say, Mark, is incredibly poignant, and it's good and refreshing to hear those words for all the people in the academy. And it really does make people aware of how much goes in, day out, for this group of players to succeed. So props to everyone involved. I'm very happy for you and for the academy.
Yep, and let's make sure we go on and get a bit of success. You can see, look at the boys there, how much it means to them. It really does. It really means a lot to everyone involved, and I'm delighted for a lot of them. Fantastic.
Excellent. Well, in their way is, of course, Liverpool, who are now joined by West Ham in the semi-finals. Still to play a Derby versus Fulham, and then Reading versus Everton. So we'll just go through all of the events of the afternoon, which started off in the morning, which feels like a long time ago now, Mark, doesn't it? But this was the goal that got us up on the way. Tyler Fletcher with the celebration after he scored just after around the 4-minute mark. Take us through this goal again, Mark.
I think that pass there from Preston changed the face of it. It was quick. There was a good play along the way as well, and a good finish from Josh. But that pass from Preston just upped the tempo to it.
And look at him going away and almost sliding into the club photographer, or even diving head first. Then here comes Ajala once again, running through, threading it over to Sawunmi, and what a